Thanks. Okay, we're good to go.
Alright, as the party wakes up within the palace of the Marquis of Fangspo.
Indeed.
Ugh.
Oh, is Lilybird not going to be here today?
Lily, you're muted.
Oh,
I'm here. Sorry. It's been a rough day.
no, you're
Well, I
fine.
did not hear you join.
I completely understand. The PB has a sore throat right now.
I'm sorry, I didn't actually hear that.
You're fine, Lilybird. The PB just has a very sore throat right now. They've treated it as best as they can.
That's good.
Asbestos? No. That's terrible for sore throat.
No, I've just been eating hot and sour soup and lemon honey tea.
Alright, but yes, the whole party all awaken in the Marquis's palace.
Yes. Pyra will get up and just shake her head a little bit before looking around the room.
Around the room, you will see head priestess bad soul bonk. You will see head priestess Lily of the Mystic Vale asleep on the plush bed with her head dangling off the side, as Alexandria has sort of been like folded up under the comforter.
Pyra will just
Comfortable.
Pyra will just give a stretch before she will place Lilybear's head properly onto the pillow and just sigh.
Dispatch copies all. Time
Before
recorded is
she-
1546.
Yum.
Huh? Before she will look around to see if Titan is there.
You do not see Titan until you open the door and see one end of the hallway is completely blocked off by a mass of flaming red ore encased metal.
Ah, hey there, Titan.
Hello.
I'm gonna go grab breakfast. If anyone asks where I am, just tell them I'm grabbing something to eat.
So
As she'll head down to
Kyle,
go grab breakfast.
alright. In the kitchen, you see the staff preparing of a fancy spread. They greet you politely as you enter and set you up with a heavy platter of bacon, eggs, orange juice, lots of different fruits. Most of them you can't name, but in your time in the jungle, you've sampled a decent chunk of them.
I'll just eat it. She's used to eating anything at this point. Nom 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 nom.
And
I really like this fruit. It makes my tongue tingly and my throat a little scratchy.
I was gonna blame my voice on Pyre still having a still having a bad reaction to the dragon's main weapon.
actually, on that note, when you go to open the door and step outside the palace, you actually do start hacking and coughing horrendously as you stumble back inside. And through your teary eyes, you actually find that there's a merchant caravan coming through as it's entering the Marquis's palace. And in one of their carts, it has bouquets of rare and exotic flowers, some of which are actually dragon's bane.
Pyre will just see this and just hiss. As she'll just kind of move around that particular cart as she looks at them. As she just kind of looks over the cards to see if there's anything that really piques her interest at the moment.
Um, you see various whale pelts. It seems that this is some sort of almost like a foreign bazaar, and as you see the people, you realize they do in fact seem to be dressing in a foreign manner with more turbans and gray and tan colored cloaks.
Hmm. Pyra will just give them a friendly wave as she's looking over their offerings.
As you give them a friendly wave, one of them gives a slow nod as he says something in a language you don't understand.
I cast comprehend languages.
You may, and as you do, you hear the tail end of his statement. Firewalker, as he then turns and continues inside.
Pyra will just kind of look a little confused for a moment. Pardon, what do you mean by firewalker?
The man turns to you again, sort of licking his lips and rotating his jaw before he attempts again in rough, my own common. Is fire in walker of flame, yes?
My name is Pyra Ignis. I am a Dracian.
This patch got me 6, 51.
He nods.
Okay.
Of firekin. Walkers. The breath.
Oh, fire breath. Yes, I am a fire Dracian, or bronze, actually.
Yes, she who walks in the breath of dragons.
You've heard of me?
No.
Oh.
I have not met you before.
Well, nice to meet you, she says with a bit of a bow.
He returns it with a bow. It is nice to meet one of such honorings.
Honorings. What do you mean by that?
He looks confused. Is Byorkin great honors?
I've never heard of my kind being given great honors before, but I mean, wouldn't surprise me.
You come from dragons. That is honor.
Well, I mean, I guess? Huh, I never thought about it that way.
Is truth. And with that, the caravan continues inside.
Huh, that's weird. I just said, well, that was interesting for sure. She says before she will just take a deep breath and just kind of look out over the area before saying to herself, I need to tell them.
It is a common bustling morning in the city. It is now the second day of the uh, spring festival. The 15% off prices are still there. And
Yeah, I will head
much the
into
same as the day before.
I'll head into the market and quickly pick up something for Alexandria and Lily Bear. Mostly just some trinkets.
All right. So while you were doing that, Lily Bear and Alexandria, as well, Titan, since you're outside the door.
Ah,
Titan, you
Yeah.
see a maid servant walk up and knock on the door. Lily Bear and Alexandria, you are both stored awake from a gentle knocking at the door.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, my head.
This patch got me 6, 54.
Lily will like shuffle out of the bed with her hands on her horns because they're pulsing and she doesn't know why, but she has a headache. I didn't even drink any of it. I just smelled it. And she's gonna start shuffling to the door.
One second.
Drinks. There's drinks.
Lily, could
Give me a
you
drink.
give me a con save?
I would love to, and I'm just not realizing that I have this open like I meant to. Oops.
Alexandria, you slowly wake up. You were beyond exhausted. You're not even sure if you were actually asleep or if your body literally just stopped maintaining consciousness.
You know, six doesn't one way, half dozen the other. 1 foot in the grave, all the way in the grave. Whichever.
17 on that con save.
Okay. With that, you are finally able to shake off the effects of whatever it was that you moistened your lips with the night before.
Oh man.
Did you just
Blah, blah,
say
blah, blah, blah,
something
blah,
about drinks tonight? We got
Don't talk
drinks?
about drinks. You
Oh.
stop it right now. Lily's gonna just shuffle and open the door.
We don't
You
have
see
drinks?
a maidservant there. She's a bit of an older woman. She looks down at you with a demure smile. Good morning. Your breakfast has been prepared, as well a bath drawn. You seemed quite out of sorts the night before, so we thought a nice morning soak might help you recover.
Oh my god, that sounds so nice. Lily like gets all wiggly and a little melty in for a second.
Alexandria's gonna wake up. Did you say bath?
Dude, yes, there is a bath.
Oh, finally.
Alexandria, you
And
weren't
food.
conscious for it, but you were bathed down twice the night before.
Hair's still a little scrunchy from being damp and sleeping on it.
Yes, there is a bath for the both of you. I would like to express my sincerest apologies on behalf of the staff for your less than acceptable treatment the night before. Unfortunately, it was quite pressing circumstances.
Oh, it's okay. There's nothing really to worry about.
She guides the both of you to a fancy marble inlaid tile bathroom with nice clawfoot tubs and drapes. There's a fireplace in the corner burning some sort of very nice smelling wood. There were smoked incenses.
Ah, perfect. Every step Lily takes, she gets closer and closer to melting into the bathtub.
Give me a con check.
Absolutely. 15.
You managed to maintain a solid, though it's kind of mushy.
A lol squid.
Alexandria just gets full negative right in.
Lily follows suit pretty soon after.
Are we watching each other's backs?
I'm already washing you. What do you mean?
Oh, perfect.
Lily like slides underwater at some point and you hear bubbles and then she comes back up and she's like, ah, like a whale.
Copy TV.
Alright, so while the two of While they are tending to that, Titan, what would you wish to be doing? You've already been polished by the staff the previous night while you slept, so not being one to sweat, you're still fine.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Well, I did miss like the last of last session, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on. I assume
We
we
fought.
were victorious and celebrations were had.
Yes.
Yes,
We barely
we
survived.
almost died to a goblin warlord.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Pyre and I both went down, but managed to get up and finish it off, while Lily Bear did an amazing job distracting it.
Yep.
I wouldn't say that. Lily held it for two full rounds. Took
She
out
did an amazing
the
job.
last. Yeah, she held it for 2 rounds. Took out the last bugbear, healed Pyre, and yeah, no, Lily Bear MVP.
Lily carried the fight.
clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lily carried that fight. Yeah.
Also,
Word.
No, that's good.
also she had a
That's
conversation with a dwarf after giving him some Eldritch
A
I can
drunk
swear alcohol?
conversation with a drow dwarf. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was incredibly intoxicated.
Mhm.
And we got a fuck ton of gold.
Yeah.
Fuck ton, how you say?
Fuck ton of money.
Or, well, a fuck ton of silver.
Mm.
Technically, every one of us got 10,000 silver, but I have it as the 40,000 in my pack, in my bag of holding.
I mean, Titan's share can basically go towards the base.
Oh, also, we got you a new weapon.
Oh yes.
Oh, weapon.
So I
or
have
at
the
least
greater
a weapon you
sword
can experiment
and
with.
a runic blank, or
It is an ice rune, dragon's bane blade.
ooh.
Are we giving that to Titan?
If we want. He
It
just wants
is a
to learn.
long
Okay.
sword, so you could use it, Alexandria, if you wished.
Yeah. Titan.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
remember
it doesn't
Titan wanted to do
matter.
experiments with runes. That's all.
That's fair. While me and Lily are bathing, I'll say, hey, by the way, if you want, you can keep that axe.
What axe? I don't use axes. I don't have
I'm not
axes.
talking to you. I'm talking to Lily Bear.
Oh, okay.
While
I'm
we're
so
bathing
sorry,
and washing each other.
Okay,
I was
that,
not
that jump from A to
processing,
B
that's my
rather
bad.
quickly.
No, if Lily Bear would like, she may keep the axe, the great axe of Fireball, as I have dubbed it.
I mean, it's pretty sick, but you've been kind of hitting it real hard with all those natty 20s on that weapon, so
I say Alexandria keeps
Yeah,
it.
but you can use some melee options. It might do better for you. Like I already have a melee option, and I can cast spells.
I have a
I
melee
mean,
option.
Yeah, Lily does have the virtuous contract, which is pretty ballin'.
Yeah.
I mean, it is ballin', don't get me wrong, but I never get under like 10 HP usually, so
Hmm.
Yeah, the conditions on it are.
it's cool. It's
I
silvered though, which I'm very excited about.
I found something funny.
Oh no.
Share, please.
One second, I'm trying to figure out how to share. It's not wanting to share.
Does it have to do with my
Scrub
scrub dub dub? Two lesbians in a tub?
No.
Damn.
I don't know. Does Alexandria technically count as lesbian?
Like I said, we're all at bare minimum by disasters.
The Titan is just the token ace character.
Only because you don't have a penis.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, it's that meme.
Thank you for this.
Yes. No, he's ace. That is asexual.
Looking
He
at
is
me,
a
I
rock.
And, like,
I
look
did
in
not say that
general.
he was aromantic.
Look in general, man. People keep forgetting that the main character is Link. At least the character you play
After all
as.
these years,
We still get memes
After
like
all
this.
these years.
After all these years, we still get these memes.
For all these years, people are still this dumb.
Eh.
To be fair, Link is very effeminate.
It depends on what version.
There are a lot of versions
mean-
Well, actually-
of Femboy Link.
are you talking about Twink?
There are a few.
So the thing was, so the developer designing Link, his wife kept saying, no, he's too muscular. He needs to have like, slimmer arms and more hip and smaller waistline and nicer complexion. And eventually, so basically, the man's wife's ideal type is very much a petite feminine male.
So minimum a twink.
So, like, the fact Link has slender legs, dainty feet, and a flawless complexion, that is all purposeful.
Don't forget about
Hmm.
his amazing hair.
Like, if we take Link in Ocarina of Time, adult Link, that is, and Twilight Princess, that's a pretty masculine version of Link. But then if we were to take, like, what's it, Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword, they're more feminine versions.
Okay, but that aside, yes. Pyra, you do manage to get some nice little trinkets, knickknacks, some, like, pinwheels.
Yeah. Then after I get some knickknacks, I will go visit the party in the Lord's Manor. The Marquis.
You come back to the party just as you see them all, getting ready to have their own breakfast.
I will just smile and just kind of sit down with them and like, hey guys, I got you some trinkets while you were still out.
I mean, who are you?
Yes.
Oh, hey.
As she gives everyone something.
Have you come to join the bath?
Oh.
No, you're in the dining hall now eating breakfast.
Ah.
We zoom out and Alexandria is still just imagining this very hyper romantic version of their bath. And we're just like, Alexandria, come back here, come back to us.
My own
Are you
Alexandria.
enjoy your jam is
Hey.
slipping off of your roll.
Hey. Huh? What? Were you talking to me?
Your breakfast is on your lap and the table.
Not the breakfast I wanted. I mean,
Pyre just kind of looks at Alexandria.
Lily
like,
just blinks.
Pyre just looks at Alexandria just like, damn.
Lily just goes, well, you shouldn't waste the food, and then like swipes up some of the jam and puts it onto her roll and starts to eat it.
oh, yeah, this is really good breakfast.
Well, I do.
Alexandria,
have...
give me a con save.
Oh no.
You know what? I'm just gonna choose to fail. I roll a 13, but I'm going to willingly fail this roll.
Okay. You have an entire hard-boiled egg lodged in your throat.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Pyre's immediately gonna perform the Heimlich. Just like, oh no. It's an immediate Heimlich maneuver.
Do not ask Titan to do that.
No, Pyre is, don't worry. You'd crush them.
Exactly.
I mean, it's probably just a medicine check.
What do I need to roll to perform the Heimlich?
Strength.
Alright. And strength checking right up. Blah, blah. What? Again, I'm spending my first lucky point.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Oh.
It's just playing so hard against you. Hold on, I have the perfect gift for Alexandria choking. I just can't get it to load.
Alexandria, what's your con mod?
4. So I'm actually
Okay.
good. Alexandria's actually just kind of like standing here like,
Damn it, it's not working.
I know that scene. Lily Bear, can you help me, please?
I will do my best, and Lily's gonna run over and essentially try and, like, Pyre's from behind doing the Heimlich. Lily essentially panics and rams forward into Alexandria's front half.
Give me a pawn attack. You have moved more than 10 feet, so Alexandria, you'll need to make a strength save.
Oh no.
God, I can't get this file of Alexandria choking to load, and I'm so sad.
But yes,
Hold
Lily,
on.
could you roll a d20 plus strength and proficiency?
all right, there's my strength save.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what all these numbies gonna be. Oh! This has a bigger plus to it than I thought it would. Only got a 12,
So that
though.
is 18. All right, Alexandria, you are going to Lily. Could you roll a d10?
Oh, I'd love to.
You
5.
are going to take what's your strength mod, Lily?
Plus 2.
Okay, you're going to take 7 damage, and you are knocked 5 feet back and land prone.
Nice.
Damn.
And that is your second
Did she
round.
spit the food up, though?
Nope.
Damn it.
Can I try
Oh,
to?
this gif is
Can I
just
try to
this
do the
gif is
Heimlich
not
again?
working with me. I'm so sorry.
You may do the
I'll
Heimlich
try
again.
Heimlich.
Alexandria's gonna try something. Alexandria's just gonna take her fingers and just straight down her throat to try to like
You-
snip it in half and put one half down.
I can tell you that does not work, but luckily Pyra manages to 1 second, Pyra, could you roll me a d12?
Sure. Four.
With the cracking of 4 ribs, the egg flies out of your throat.
Sorry.
Well, it's out of your throat at least.
Be more careful and
You
chew your
know,
food.
that's not what I thought I was. You know, I didn't realize that was an egg that I was sucking on.
Thank you for that.
Look,
Well, I see you haven't
if
been
you
able to get
saw
your mind
them,
out of the
you
gutter this
get it.
morning.
If you saw them, you get it.
So what? No, I'm genuinely confused.
You'll understand when you're older.
I'm 37. I'm like, wait, hold on.
When you're older.
Biologically, chronologically, emotionally, or intellectually.
I am
Yes.
35 years old, I'll have you know.
All but chronologically, I suppose. I mean, what's the maturity rate for a Dragonborn again? About the same as a
Give me an intelligence
human,
check with disadvantage.
ah. You know, I don't know.
You
Yeah,
just don't
when
know.
when you're older, you may be 35, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything to me. What if you're like an elf
Alright.
and you live 1,000 years and you only reach maturity at like 100 years old?
I mean, I think we lived to like be 500. At least that's what I got from Grandpa.
Shout out to Grandpa Dragon.
Then again, I don't know how old Grandpa is. He never talks about himself.
So yeah, the comment stands. You'll understand when you're older.
All right, whatever. Okay, so
Anyways, so what's the plan for today?
well, I wanted to
Well,
talk to you guys about that.
yeah, Pyre and I, well, yeah, I don't know what Pyre wanted to talk about, but I was thinking about something that Pyre and I started that we probably should go finish, which is we should check up again on those Habaxies, in Snap Report and that Habaxi girl that we lost. Well, that we didn't lose her, but she's lost and no one knows
Yeah,
where she is.
that's one thing we need
That's
to
what I'm
work on.
thinking.
But this is
But I don't think
also
Alexandria can go back
something.
there.
This is also
To
something
Snap Report?
else important.
Or Fangsbow, whichever one.
We are in Fangsbone now.
I'm gonna
and Snap
confuse one
Report
of
we
these
need to
days
go
and
to.
accidentally walk into the wrong city.
Well, one of these days might be sooner than you think.
Pyra will just sigh and just say, well, there's an issue that I need to bring up with you all. And it's to deal with my crew.
Have you come to a decision then?
That's the issue. I need to. Do I leave my crew behind and continue on with you all, or do I continue with them and leave you all behind? It's not
My
an
opinion
easy
is going to
choice.
sound it's going to sound very preferential and biased, Pyre.
Well,
I don't know
come
if you'll
on.
want to hear it. Well,
Come
I
on.
think what are the Radiance girls without the gals? And Titan, but what are the Radiance gals without the gals? Titan's an honorary gal. We can't have the gals without one of our gals. Plus,
Point taken.
I don't know. I'd miss you. Her eyes get really big and glittery.
It's one of the things I was thinking of was just taking you all with me if I chose them. But
Just like I
Pyre
was med one.
decides to
I'm in 67.
TPK by abducting the party.
That would be so funny.
and the campaign by abduction
She
of
like
the
baits
party.
us with treats. She's like, just come in here for me a moment, and while I say goodbye to the crew, and she locks us in a room, and we just start hearing the sound of like sails ruffling and water starting to move, and we're like, you know what? I don't think she's saying goodbye to them.
Alexander's gonna turn to Pyre, put a hand on her shoulder, and say, Pyre, my friend, the choice is ultimately yours. To journey with us as your friends, or to journey with your crew as your friends. You have friends on both ends. Both sides will understand your choice. But I understand that you also have stakes in this hunt for Petroleum.
We do.
I would be honored to see this fight through with you by our side.
I see. And honestly, I'm gonna try and keep in contact with them. Gonna see about purchasing a communication stone of some kind. So if we
Well,
so that there
that
could be
That's a
contact.
great idea.
perfect. I was actually going to go out with Titsu, do some shopping today. I can keep my eyes open for anything of the sort,
Yeah,
Oh,
that,
that's perfect.
and also anything else you guys would like or need: armor, weapons, magic items.
of course.
Oh, yeah.
Be careful going to
Food.
be careful going to that random item shop. You might end up in a weird
Oh,
place.
yeah.
What random item shop?
It's ran by two old tabaxis. Uh, I still don't know what happened fully, but there was a cat, and me and Lily Bear
We're
ended up in a
surrounded by
weird.
cats. We're in the Tabaxi Kingdom.
No. There was a pet cat, like a
I
normal cat,
never
not a
stopped
tabaxi.
there.
Would you consider that slavery?
No, it was a normal ass cat, not like a tabaxi. It was a normal cat.
Yeah, yes, but
they're,
The
like,
sheer
different.
unadulterated racism in this party. My goodness, they're people, not animals.
Whoa, no, I thought that Alexandria was pondering the question of do domestic cats have the rights of tabaxi people? To which I say, do cows have the rights of minotaur people? Because it's a big can of worms we're asking here.
Yeah.
it's the same concept as like in the one Disney film, Goofy is the owner of Pluto.
Look,
It's Mickey.
okay,
Mickey owns Pluto.
Grave. No, Soul. There are people who have, pet monkeys. It's literally just that.
Oh yeah, I guess you're
We're
right.
both primates.
I
We
want to
both
be
have
monkey.
arms, we both stand on two legs. We're not both
Go,
sapient.
ooh, ah.
Anyways, yeah, just be careful. We went in there. They asked us to look for their cat in the back, and me and Lily Bear found ourselves in this weird place that was yellow. And the lights hurt our
Oh,
ears.
but Mr. Miyagi is really chill. You should pet him if you see him.
he is completely chill.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm glad you like that.
should I roll an intelligence or a wisdom save to see if this sounds logical at all? Mr. Miyagi, a weird yellow extra
That's
dimensional
where
space.
he was swinging the axe.
Oh yeah, he was using the axe you used, Alexandria. That was his axe.
Oh,
He gave it to us after we rescued him, and actually a human. I think about it. There's a human in that space. Not
okay, so
like a soul, not like a Soul Empire human. No, they're claimed to be from a place called Brooklyn.
Oh, was it like that weird lady we found and she kept saying the words L.A. in my face? Because I don't know where that is.
Yeah, no. It sounds like a terrible place.
none of this makes any sense.
Pyra just shrugs.
What is Brookline?
I don't know.
She claimed that she was from there, or was it L.A.? I don't remember.
Also, how is Mr. Miyagi a pet house cat, but also like a person that was swinging around an axe?
No, it was a cat with a
No,
using
you
that
see,
axe
he
with
used
his
his
mouth.
cat appendages. Yeah.
Yeah, it's using his mouth to swing that axe. We killed a giant demon with him.
He did a lot of the work.
What sort of fantasy bullshit is this?
Hey, but if you happen to find on your shopping journey some onyx or rose quartz chess pieces, let me know because I gotta bring them back to that old lady in that shop to get me the whole set.
Okay.
I'm just warning you
Just
because that
because.
place was really weird. Like the couple that runs the place are really nice.
All right. I will avoid it.
Right. So. Well, let's go handle that situation first, Silly Bear. Then I'll make my choice as we go.
Right. Alexandria, I think if you could do me a favor before you go shopping, and then reconvene with me and Titsu, and then you go shopping. Would you do me a favor and look around for Frankie and Kelly, whom I haven't seen for about a week, and I'm getting increasingly worried?
I'll keep an eye out for him. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just gonna wander around all day, maybe do some shopping, maybe go hit up a restaurant or something with Titsu,
Well,
maybe
okay,
do a
when
little bit of
you
fishing.
okay, you well do everything without Titsu first, and then you meet me here, and then you can do the stuff with Titsu.
Okay.
All right, no explanations needed. Pyre, let's go! And Lily grabs her by the arm and races out that door. The moment we're out of earshot, she slams the door and goes, Pyre, how can we forget the daughter that I was in charge of?
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking about that. There's a lot going on.
So quickly.
There's
We gotta go. Lily is making such haste right now. You can hear her hooves on this floor.
It's like, okay.
You go down to the port. There's the
She's
unicorn
sweating.
of the sea. You just get onto the unicorn sea and you were like, head out. And the captain's like, what? He's like eating a biscuit and tea.
She grabs him by the collar and is like, you don't understand. There's a miner out. Get us over to that snapper port.
There's
knows
lots
how
of
much he's doing to our
miners
credit
about.
card?
This is a
No,
very
you don't
minimal dense
understand,
region.
sir. The miner I was in charge of, it is dire.
Look, I'm sure your employee can survive till I've had my breakfast.
I was with the Marquis. I need to go now.
Look, I'm certain any man of good wit won't sign himself up for some sort of subscription he don't need.
She's like 10 or 12. We have a problem.
Oh.
With haste. Lily's like helping him eat. And she's stabbing his cheeks with a napkin.
He just gives you that look that people reserve purely for when they look at bad parents down the lane. But
I
it
know.
signals set sail.
I know, okay.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Lily's sweating so bad.
It is quite a short trip across the river to Snapperport.
Alright, Pyre, did we leave her with the Marquis?
I think so.
I hope so.
I'm fairly sure we did.
I don't remember. And then we gotta go. We gotta look
You
for
hope
this
you
Abaxi
did.
girl. Oh, man.
You hope you did.
Oh my god, Pyre, I'm realizing now that this is not just one miner, but we forgot about the Habaxi miners too. There are 4 miners that we lost track of.
God.
Oh god. We're terrible parents, Pyre. The only miner I know where it's at is that egg, and I barely know where that's at.
Pyre just holds up
Lily
the
could give me
egg.
an intelligence check.
I would love to. What do I have to roll?
Just a straight intelligence check.
Oh no. 4.
You realize you have no idea how to tell if you're properly looking after an egg or not. Like, you have it,
Oh
but
god!
that is.
Is that thing currently in Pyre's possession, though?
Kyle,
She's got her hands on her horn.
give
And she's
me
like, oh my god.
give me an intelligence check.
Wait, hold on.
I had it on the list to get you a carrier for that thing, but I got distracted.
14.
Kyle, you say I have it right here in the special blanket that I've set up on the Riverblade when she gave me breakfast 3 days ago.
Shit! Pyre just immediately like, fuck, and she just immediately just starts running.
We're literally running.
You are standing in Fang's bow as in Snapwood, as you watch Pyra literally just run, leap off the dock, and start full crawling over to the other side.
Pyre, no!
She's gone. She's already halfway across the river before you even reach the end of the dock.
Lily just sighs, and then she looks across to the Marquis's house and back to Pyre, and then back to the Marquis, and then back to Pyre, and she shouts, I hope you can swim for long distances! And then she starts running to the Marquis.
Oh, I've been waiting for someone to bring that up. Oh. Okay,
God, this is why we're not allowed to have. Lily's got. She had a tally going on her hand that she started at 1, and then she quickly added 3 more, and now that she's crossed it off at 5, she's just panicked.
Lily, there were 4 Habaxi children.
Damn it! Now she has to add another dash. I thought there were only 3 Habaxis. That one was on me and not on Lily. My notes say 3. I hate it.
My throat can barely handle this much laughter.
Okay, Titan and Alexandria, what are you doing?
It's very quiet when we come back. Titan is lifting a ceramic cup up to his lip, and that's it. That's all we hear. Versus the chaos. Oh my gosh.
Ty and this giant rock creature's just sipping some tea.
Oh, well, I pictured it would be rock tea, and when someone had to explain to him that you can't steep rocks, he would just look at them, and then they'd give him a cup with rocks and water.
He is a Goliath. He can
herbal.
eat. In fact, he does kind of need to eat.
It's herbal. No, yeah, for eating, absolutely, but tea? Come on, let's be reasonable.
It's mineral infused. It makes sense.
It's mineral water.
Just
It's
warm.
from Fiji.
What is Fiji, and where have they gotten this delicious beverage?
It's one of the small isles just off the coast of the Feylands where kelpsies, mermaids, swamp monsters, and living cannibalistic beachfronts are.
I was gonna say that it sounded really cool until that last part.
I know, and
I
those
was
are just
with you
and those are
until you
just the
said
least
cannibal
dangerous.
beaches.
Those are just the less dangerous things you can actually see.
Oh no.
But all right, so Alexandria, you wish to go shopping? You said.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
You can't go with Titsu, and you take Titan in her
Lane
stead.
Fireman Gleason.
Just picturing Alexandria holding Titan's hand walking down the street. And it's like, you don't have to do this. But she's like, no, I don't have my daughter. I need the experience.
Alexandria's
Giant
not really
rock
looking
man.
for anything in particular. Just anything that looks like interesting or it might be useful.
Give me a perception check.
My worst stat. 19. Ooh.
You actually see a small crowd gathering round. The charges
seem to be
against
gathered?
you have been made clear. Does anyone wish to speak out or bring new evidence to light? If not, forever hold your peace, as you see the boulder being led to the gallows.
What the fuck?
Hey,
Not the boulder!
Boulder! What seems to be going on, buddy?
Oh god, we didn't speak
I
up
like
for
the
his
boulder.
trial.
I didn't know when his trial was. I forgot.
You were told that it would be happening the next day. And you were asked to,
Yeah,
and
a
when
lot
you
of things
asked
are
if you could
happening the
speak
next
up,
day.
you were told that, yes.
Oh shit.
Okay, speak now like
object
it'd be at a
this
wedding.
man's
Yeah.
hanging.
As you speak up, the crowd kind of parts as people murmur as a guardsman looks and the judge official there speaks up. And whom are you to speak on this man's behalf?
Alexandria Tiffany, at your service.
Very well then, and what have you to say on the matter, Miss Alexandria Tiffany?
Shit. Can I roll a history check to see how well I remember the
Ask
details?
Titan!
Okay, give me a history check then.
I'm a lucky point that.
Okay.
That's not much better.
You remember a fight club, his wife was furious and in tears at the same time. You got punched and you think you broke a rib back then, maybe? You remember stabbing somebody, but that's about it.
Shit. I'm gonna look around. Is Titan nearby?
He's right next to you.
Titan, do you remember the events of? I remember this dude. I just don't exactly remember what happened.
Titan recounts what happened.
Could you give me a history check?
Me?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. See, what do I got for history? Ooh, history I don't got much good on. That's a total of 6.
You remember perfectly. Yeah, the boulder was harboring cultists in his basement to plan some nefarious scheme. Yep, that was definitely it.
Or like the cultists were using him. Can I have a lucky point? Wait, do I have lucky?
You do have lucky, yes.
Do I have lucky-er?
Luckier?
Extra lucky point.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have 4
You
points
never
each,
actually
right?
met the qualifier after we
Oh,
saved it.
maybe not.
Okay. Okay.
Whatever.
But I do have the lucky. I gotta make sure I've got that on my sheet.
Oh, might as well use a lucky point.
Mm-hmm. Where does
Alexandria's really just sitting here pondering, like, why do I object to this man tanking? Hold on one moment, officer.
D&D Beyond has changed their UI a little. So instead of a giant list of just all the feats, it actually sorts them by source now, which is interesting. There it is. Lucky. Okay, yes. I am going to lucky point that. History, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's a little better. 11.
Or no, maybe it wasn't nefarious?
You'll have to forgive us, officer. We were meant to speak on his behalf at his hearing, but unfortunately, we got preoccupied saving the city.
Kind of just looks around at the city, having its normal, spring festival. There are like seagulls in the sky, and everything's seemingly all right.
The events took place over in Snap Report. I'm surprised it hasn't been disseminated yet, but at the same time, I'm not. Don't worry about it.
Alexandria, the events
cities.
happened here. They happened over in the Noble District. Where the whole Inquisition and Lord Inquisitor currently are building a massive new fortress base around a crystalline dragon.
They did happen here in Fangsbow.
It's just you kind of resolved it in like an hour. It was a very short affair.
We saved your city. Ask the Marquis about it. I unfortunately signed a DNR. I cannot disclose the details.
Did you just say it? You signed a DNR? Like a do not resuscitate?
Well, Okay, what am I thinking of? The NDA.
An
Sorry.
NDA? No, it's fine. I want Alexandria to canonically look at this man and say that she signed a DNR.
DNR. What's the DNR? Do not recite.
Yeah.
Yeah, DNR. Do not recite.
Aye, well then. Congratulations to you, my sincerest
funny.
gratitudes for saving our fair city. However, the matter at hand is not on such a scale as that.
May I ask his charge?
May I ask what say you might have on the matter if you need ask what his charge of such matter is?
Would being a member of the Civil Defense Force help me out
The man
Don't
gives
say
you a
it
bit of
like
an
it's a
incredulous
question.
look, and he's like, I suppose were you to be the ones who obtained him, that you might have some credential or legislative authority to inquire onto the matter. He like flips through a big page next to him as like a secretary, like dressed lady, walks up and hands him a paper as he looks it over and says, "Uh-huh.
The
It
Radiant
seems that
Scowls?
it was
Is that on there?
It appears he was arrested by the guardsmen of this city." I'm sorry, what did you say your name was again?
Alexandria Tiffany?
Ah, yes. My mistake then. It seems here there was somebody who reported to have been leading a civil defense party at the time, though their name is
Lillian the
Alexander
Mystic Bear?
Tiffany.
Oh, no.
Oh no, see, that's actually supposed to be Alexander Vaughn. That is me, but an old me.
Give me a persuasion check.
Attempt to explain to this man your
Advantage.
magical transition right now.
I don't think this guy would believe. I don't think that would be
do-
good.
Should I lucky point that?
Up to you.
I'm gonna lucky point it. 21.
That's
As you give
better.
a very, a almost criminally oversimplification of a summary, the man, you could just slightly hear as he mutters under his breath, along with half the crowd, "Damn wizards."
Look, it's not my own magic, alright? It's a curse. But I'm rocking it, and Alexandria's gonna bounce her tits in her hands a little bit.
And everyone is like, "Damn wizards." Very well, Alexandria von Tiffany. It does appear that you were in fact called to give testimony on this affair, though you never showed up to the trial. Guardsmen, please take them into custody.
Aw,
We got
again?
busy! We got busy
Again?
saving your fucking city!
Do they have
You
manacles
n-
big enough for Titan?
Do they have
You
enough?
I just
never
picture he
did
stands there,
respond
puts his
to the
index
court
fingers
summons.
together.
Do not worry, though. You will merely be detained until I finish up this matter, thus I can properly sort your matter. It will be a minor fine. A guardman
Can I
just
just pay the
walks
fine
next to
now?
you and puts a hand on your shoulder and says,
just pay
"You
the
are hereby
fine now?"
detained."
What if I just pay the fine now?
Do
I really like to
process
save that
Also
man's
the
life if I can.
secretary,
I'm
he has to
pretty
calculate.
confident. I'm pretty confident he's innocent.
The Judge Nails
Like
is ours.
70% sure he's innocent.
The period for your opportunity to speak has passed. However, true innocence, should you be able to prove such a lofty burden, does exceed such statutes and limitations. I shall, in the pursuit of truth and justice for all, allow you to say your piece.
Okay.
Right on. How noble.
All right. Alexandra's going to say, "Okay, thank you." And she's going to like really focus. She's going to like squint her entire face, rub her temples. Could I roll another history check to try to recount the events?
I'll say since you are tight and are kind of having a not so hushed discussion, I will let you make it with advantage.
Okay, so we know this, but we don't think this is entirely true. 22. Okay,
You
yeah.
remember
Pretty
when you
good.
showed
This is
up at the
exactly
Blood
what
Rain
happened.
Fight Club and you watched the fight where the Iron Mass Marauder was taken out by Pyre, and then Pyre, realizing who it is, hugs Lash close to her before the boulder leaps over the railing and comes and greets her, because the boulder was very impressed by her performance. Then helping her carry Lash back inside out of a show of camaraderie between contestants, you all then met in the back hallway, where you saw Pyre shredding the boulder with her claws as this masked figure was about to stab Lash right in the throat. However, Titan just full-on charged through the cloak figure as you managed to snap Pyre out of it, and you realized that this cloak figure was using cultish magics to control Pyre, and was secretly a member of the crew that had brought Lash in on the Riverblades, walking under the foul feathers, and that this group had taken Lash because he wasn't really worth the effort of trying to sell into slavery to the fight pit to make some more quick money. Down in the basement, you learned 3 fundamental things. First, that the boulder had been told numerous times he was not allowed to expand his property without proper permits, and that he was actively digging tunnels to expand his property. 3, he was letting random fight club groups live in his basement, even though he had been told many times he could not let people live there, and that one of these groups happened to be a cult that he had no knowledge of, because he really didn't look into anyone who asked to stay, so long as they could put up a good fight.
Yes.
In short, the boulder is not a bad man. In fact, the problem was that his heart was too big.
Okay, so illegal property expansion, illegal tenancy of fighters, and what was the third one?
The fact one of those fighter groups was, in fact, a group of cultists. That he did not know about that because he never actually looked into his own tenants. They're not even actually tenants, he was just letting them live there.
Yeah, so just figure out how to give him plausible deniability and get him off the gallows.
Well, he has plausible deniability, and none of the things that he's
So
actually
tell him!
looking for carry the death sentence.
So you got the answers.
Unfortunately,
Maybe.
I can't do that in character because Titan
Okay.
don't know.
You're thinking about rocks right now.
Okay,
Titan was there.
Titan was
So-
there.
Titan was there.
Titan
Yeah,
can,
you were
Titan
there.
can
You're
attest
just,
to
you
the
know.
story, but Titan doesn't know that those charges don't carry the death
Oh
penalty.
yeah.
Titan doesn't know the laws of the plan.
officer,
He's
captain,
from the fucking moon.
what is the proper formal
The
address for
title
you,
you
sir?
are looking for is Your Honor. The guardsman on your shoulder
Oh, he's
tells
like
you
the
as you're addressing the
judge.
judge.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yes,
I
yes, of
misunderstood.
course.
That's
My
my bad.
apologies. Your Honor, the only thing this man is truly guilty of is and the boulder. Dispatch covers 4, stand by. The boulder. I'm sorry, the boulder. I hope you forgive me. The only thing this man is truly guilty of is illegal property expansion, unlawful tenancy of fighter groups, and his own ignorance.
Could
One of
you
those fighter
give
groups was
me
cultist affiliated.
Could you give me a 1 second? I need to check what else skills they have just to see which one specifically this would fall under. Could you give me an Perception, persuasion, religion, sleight of hand, insight, survival, deception. Could you give me a persuasion check?
13.
You may have advantage as Titan is there enthusiastically nodding to emphasize your point.
Nat
Yeah,
20.
yeah. Hell yeah.
You stand up as you address the crowds. You profess that this man is a man of the people. He stands with them to aid them. He might be, as his namesake, a head full of rocks, but that is not a penalty worth death. The cultists tricked him just as all the others, and even now as they are attempting to pull one over on the legal system itself to undermine the justice of the land and her Majesty the High King's law, to sow more conflict and strife by having an innocent man condemned like this. And as the people all begin nodding and agreeing that his head may be full of rocks, but his heart is weight of
Pure
gold.
gold.
That the people all are clearly on your side, and the judge nods and he's like, very well then. I view this. Your ward has touched me, and I can see the truth in it. You have met your claim of true innocence. The charges of cult activities are hereby struck from the record, and with that, so too the punishment of such, as they take the boulder out of the gallows.
This man's still kind of screwed, however.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to pay at least a hefty fine, because I definitely dropped that he was illegally property expanding.
We will have another hearing to determine the penalties you shall therefore face for your actual crimes on another date. But you may rest easy, knowing that even the most extreme penalty for them is not death. And as you have been given
Yay.
a new lease on life, I shall allow you to carry out your confinement until such time your trial can take place under house arrest.
Woo.
Congratulations.
The boulder is then led away by a pair of guards as his wife runs up and wraps her arms around his neck, putting him into an immediate headlock before sobbing and kissing him.
Yay, saved an innocent
Nice.
man.
Woo.
Woo, we did it. Sorry if we don't sound enthusiastic. The sore throat is killing me.
All right.
No, you're good.
Pyra actively swimming through lake
And
water to
as
get
and
back to her
as
boat.
Alexandria, you are basking in
Channel
the
water.
fact that you have saved this man's life. You
Neck.
actually watch as another man holding a briefcase, wearing finely tailored robes, kind of walks up beside the boulder and begins like holding out his hand rather pointedly before the boulder's wife just socks him straight in the nose.
Do I recognize the man in the finely tailored
Give
garb?
me an insight check.
That's probably his lawyer.
You've been in the legal system enough that you've just passively gained the knowledge that if
Nice.
somebody is found guilty of being a cult, all their assets are immediately seized. So if they did have a lawyer defending them during that trial, they wouldn't have anything to pay the lawyer with, and the lawyer would kind of be out of money. So now that he has been found to not be a cultist, and thus all his assets immediately return to him, and thus does have the money, the lawyer now wants to be paid in full, and the wife's not having it.
All right. I
Rightfully
will
so.
let them
She
sort
gets
their
it.
business out. We've done good here. Let's go look for those people Lily Bear wanted us to find.
And as you walk off, with the crowd applauding and cheering, they're like clapping you on the back and the bum, and they're like giving you free drinks, and you like have an armful of like a bag of peanuts, some pretzels. You have
Woo!
a jar
Oh, we
of
got a
like
little
mead
touchy.
now.
Hey, buy me dinner first, pal.
You've kind of become like local heroes to this part of the community. They were very motivated by your big speech.
Yay! Local heroes.
I'd like
Woo.
to think at least one
It's
person
at that
tried
moment,
to
Kyle.
tap the back of Titan's ass too in solidarity and just burnt their hand.
Kyle, it's at that moment that your claws strike wood as you vault yourself over the side of the railing onto the deck of the ship.
Pi just immediately runs to her room.
Running into your room, you find that the egg is there, all wrapped up. It has like a fresh steamed towel actually draped over it. And as you pick it up and you hold the egg, you hear multiple footsteps as the door floors open as Zaza and I've both come into the room. They have cutlass and muskets at ready, and it's like, I told you, you filthy vomit, you can't have the captain's treasure. Oh, Captain!
Pi just looking over at them with like dinner plate sized eyes.
They both Drellis Ive has a musket and cutlass, and Drellis I keep saying Drellis Zaza has an entire shoulder mounted broadside cannon somehow that she's dragging in.
Just ready to go full bazooka on somebody.
Pi just looks
Zaza
over.
slowly sighs as she immediately falls over from the weight of the thing, as like a half dozen crewmen are immediately visible around the corner. They're prepping it, and then they pause as they see you. It's like, oh, Captain!
Oh, I apologize about that. I suddenly remembered that the egg was here and I panicked. I do apologize about worrying any of you. Um, oh, that. Hmm. It's good to see all of you. How are preparations going?
Zaza steps forward. Well, Captain, we got a navigator a bit green around the gills. We've secured a trio of shipwrights, though I'd say a lot of them combined aren't quite the bit for tack that Drellis is. We've mostly refueled of deckhands. We've restocked supplies. We've repaired the sails, the hulls. Unfortunately, we won't be able to properly service any of these here firearms. That
Yeah.
dwarf was a madman, but he knew what he was doing.
Yes. Well.
Oh, I see why. I figured out why. Because it's not I've Waterblade the Force Maid, it's Inva Waterblade is the Force Maid,
Yeah.
and I've Drellis is the okay, yeah, there we go.
That's where you keep getting confused.
Without old Flickham, we can't really properly service these things. He also took the he never wrote down the formula for the powder either.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Dwarves will always keep their secrets. But, well, Pyra will just think for a moment before she'll reach into her satchel and pull out the flag that she purchased.
They're all like ooh and awe as they look at it.
Well, I have come to a decision regarding my, choice. And I believe for right now, I cannot return to the seas. As much as I wish
as
to.
Inva slowly like sheaves her blade. I see, Captain. I
Pyra will just kind of
figured
walk
you'd
up and kneel.
make such a decision.
Pyra will walk up and kneel. I'll never
We're
forget the
just a
time that I
bunch of
spent with all of you.
ragtag
No,
dogs.
no, you're not. You're family to me. But right now, I have responsibilities here of my own. Responsibilities that will take me inland, a place where this ship can't go. I will get
I
back
see.
Slipbeard. I will make sure Ivdralis gets to you again. Before you leave, I will give you a communication stone.
About that, Captain. The
What?
crew all's been thinking. We've been discussing things. Well, seeing as how the Black Solstice made that massive voyage with those huge fleets, they probably cleared out a lot of the sea monsters in the immediate area, and with how things are, we were thinking of setting out for new shores. Every word she says sounds gut-wrenching with guilt.
I see. Pyre will just look to her, take a deep breath. Then set on those new shores. And if you ever return to Miown, know that you'll always have me as a friend. And I expect to hear some good stories when we meet again. And we will meet again. Pyre just gives a toothy grin before taking out the sextant and giving it to her.
She starts to cry as she picks up the sextant.
I'll get a communication stone, and if you should ever return, give me a call. And I expect to hear stories of your adventures out on the high seas.
She nods, then takes a large sniffle as she hugs you. We'll get all your stuff gathered.
Yet, you hope you understand how difficult this is for me to do.
She nods. Aye, Captain. It's not easy for us, but, none of us really belong here. Most all the replacements we got are wanted for some petty theft or other.
Crew of misfits and rascallions. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you take these misfits and rascallions. You make a legend out of this ship. I want to be sure to hear this legend for ages to come.
She slowly nods, then looks to the crew. Hey, you lot! Don't be standing away ogling like a pair of landlubbers. There's work to do.
I will give a smile and a pat on the shoulder. You'll do good.
After a couple 20-some minutes of you're sitting on the dock, you're standing on the dock edge with all the party's various gear and equipment by your side. The crew is currently hoisting the new flag, and Inva walks up as she gives you a smile. Well, I suppose there's something I've been meaning to tell you. She takes a deep breath, and then, reaching up, pulls off the fake elven ears she had been wearing.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, you're not a water elf?
She shakes her head. Invictus Soliance, Sunbearer. I defected. Surprise.
Pyre just looks down to her and just sighs. Puts a hand on her shoulder.
She's been a human all along.
Don't worry. Your secret's safe with me.
She gives you a
I
big
love
hug.
that.
Soliance, bless you.
You've served by my side well. And, well, I understand why you probably had to keep this such a secret. It will forever stay a secret with me and me alone.
She nods as she runs back up the gangplank and gives the order to set sail, the ship pulling out as they hoist the new dragon skull-fanged pirate flag.
Pyra will just give them a sailor salute before as she stands on the edge and just sighs.
You'll
knowing
also,
that-
Pyra, you'll also see as they sail away and they wave at you from the wheel of the ship, you notice in the supplies next to you also contains all of Dwellis's goods.
yeah, that's what I expected. Pyra will just smile at this, give them a pat. Well, time to get this all organized, get back to base, and to everyone.
As you're standing next to this, a person walks up. It is the dockmaster. Excuse me,
Yes?
do you know whose ship that is? It did not file for clearance to depart.
That is Iva Waterblade's ship. And, well, they're heading out for the high seas.
I see. Ah, the paperwork never ends.
Yes.
If that's your luggage, please have it cleared off by the docks in a reasonable time. We can't have supplies choking up the loading area.
No, I was just about to get this all taken away. She's going to head to the nearest porter's office to see about getting this stuff transported where it needs to go.
Alright, you're able to rent a porter, and where would you like them to take it?
The party's effects will be going to the marquee, specifically in the rooms that we were given. And
This is like a lot of stuff. It is multiple, shipping crates worth.
oh, okay. Well, then I will have it be paid to be taken to our base in the Ugnala jungle then.
That's quite the. I will have to get back to you later for how much that would cost.
Of course, I'm pretty sure I have enough silver on me to handle the transaction.
I do.
I'm pretty sure I do, don't worry.
Well, I also hold your share, so
That's true. But yeah, get back to me about that.
if you need
later.
it.
Shall we get back to Lily Bear then?
Oh, I'm sorry, I started dipping down a rabbit hole because it turns out D&D actually has a lot of rules and systems for this thing, but doesn't actually list it all together. So I'm reading to a bunch of people who took the effort to put together all these different elements to make it.
Okay. Also, have
Yes.
Also have this
Lily
English.
Bear.
She's like running.
You throw open the door to
God, I'm
which
such a
building are you
bad
going
parent.
to first?
God, I don't know. She's like also crying a little bit, but it's like blinding her because she's also sitting there thinking, I don't know where my own son is. How was I supposed to take care of children?
Which door are you throwing open first? The Marquis Palace or the housing in Squalid Lane?
I am going to, I think get Titsu first, so probably straight to the Marquee.
You throw open the Marquis Palace,
Hoping that Pyra and I
as you
will
run across the
coexist
gate,
back
and
to the
there is,
Maxis.
and then you hear a shrill whistle as Waterloo the water starts out. Halt! You may not enter the Marquis Palace as you just like run past him, and he's like, "Dang it!"
No one ever listens to me. Takes
She
the
moves
ground.
really quickly, but she's like, sorry, Waterloo, I gotta go. Boom!
And then you throw open
I'm
the
a bad
door to the
parent.
Marquis Palace as you see a Agoda Papade at a long table. His elbows on the table, his fingers knit as he's resting his face against them with a deep look of concentration. At the other end of the table, you see the merchant halfling you've met twice now before, in that same position at the long end. Between them are various charts, graphs, scales, abaguses, weights, sextants, globes.
Abaglobes.
As the Marquis speaks, 12%, 16 returns, no residual holdings beyond 3 years. As she slowly shakes her head, and the Marquis glares even more.
Yeah,
Lily very exasperately.
What idiot's using a globe? We all know the world isn't round.
Don't you fudging dare. People knew the world was round since
Don't
Egypt
do this to me.
was
Yeah, no, I know.
built.
The Egyptians understood that the world was a sphere,
So did the
but I
Greeks
raised
and the
you
Romans.
hair.
Uh, I don't know why my brain is just suddenly taken back to the fact that apparently once upon a time, the Middle Earth was flat once upon a time, and elves know that it was once flat. And that's how they see the world constantly because of magic bullshit.
That checks
Oh,
out.
so they can. So that's how. Oh, okay. No, that's actually really
That's
cool.
why Elven's eyesight is so good because they basically see the world as flat, and to them, it is flat.
Did you know that if the world was actually flat, it would look like you were in a giant bowl due to the curvature of light?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Okay,
it's
but
really
so
sorry. It's the
anyways,
whole thing there with Tolkien.
you see the Marquis there as suddenly both parties look up and see you, as the Marquis is like,
He
oh,
like bursts in the door and is like, I lost my child. I mean, good afternoon. And she tries to right herself, but she's sweating.
the guards, the Marquis looks to his guardsmen. The security officer's building is...
I
And,
believe I left my child in your home. She's gonna
He
pick
looks
her
to the
up then.
guardsmen and swages. Are there any children in my palace? Yes,
She's about
several
this
of
tall.
the rescued hostages. Oh, yes, that's right. Several of them are minors.
Yeah, I apologize, one of them is supposed to come with me. I am her legal guardian.
I see. Well, I am busy handling negotiations for
Oh, absolutely.
compensation and relief benefits, for that matter, with the party's representative here. You will have to discuss with her if she's willing to give leave to any of
Oh,
her
no.
blatant bargaining chips she's using to try and exploit every last penny out of me. I am not exploiting, I am negotiating for fair compensation for damages wrought. We both know what you're doing, and I respect you immensely for it.
Lily's eyebrows raise a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, maybe he should have kept that engagement ring."
Maybe he should have.
There were perfect opportunities right around the corner that he's missed out on the entire time.
Or maybe perfect opportunist.
Yeah,
What's the
even
difference?
better.
Touche. So, Lily, yes, she does indeed say, after like a good solid like pause, Losme thinks for a solid minute before finally nodding and saying, yeah, no, I don't have any hold over this.
Oh, cool, great. Lily takes a big like. All right,
As,
well, if you don't mind, I could like sign her out and just kind of get out of
as
here.
you know, you are led to another room by a servant where there are a bunch of Minotaur and Tabaxi women, and Titsu is there playing like cat's cradle with one of them, and when you enter, she
Cute.
looks up and is like, oh, Miss Lily.
Tetsu, oh, thank God, I'm here for you, and I totally didn't forget. Oh boy, you want to go see your mom?
She smiles as she stands up.
All right, Lily like holds out her hand, and then she'll look around really quick just to refresh my memory. This is those group of Minotaur women, right? Like, do we have two separate groups, or do we have
Yes,
just
the ones
this
at
group?
Fangsbow, and well,
All
no, the one
right.
at Fangsbow actually was sent over here because that's where these negotiations were happening.
So they're all here. Okay,
Yes.
we need all of them to maybe stay. I don't know. I need a boat, a vessel, if you will. Um, Lily's gonna like make sure everyone's doing all right in this area before her and Titsu dip out.
All right.
Just checking on the Minotaur women and letting them know that I will pop into the negotiations and see anything about. Hopefully, after they're done having a bargaining chip war, if the Marquis is gonna end up having a vessel or not to take these women.
Losmia says that she will ensure that all things are properly handled.
Did she say properly handled, or did she go properly handled with quotation marks?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, no, it's pretty
Alright.
important.
19.
You get the impression that people will make it home safely, and she's gonna get every ounce of profit possible out of this situation.
Perfect. I can accept both of those things and honor them explicitly. Lily's gonna reassure all of these Minotaur women that they'll have safe passage home.
This is a chip I guarantee.
And then
Now,
once
About compensation for the loss of potential compound interests over the past quarters.
Of
Could you give me
course.
another insight check?
I would love to. You know what? I'm
Those
gonna
were
use a
big
lucky
words for
point.
Elmo. Oh, okay.
Those are big words for Elmo, but this is like one of my good stats. Nope, those are some big words for Elmo.
Can I give?
Those are some big words for a little Minotaur like me.
Can I
So
give
I'm just gonna take my
inspiration?
girl and go.
Can I
You
give
don't
my
have to.
inspiration?
You don't have to.
I want to just.
We can, but we're probably just gonna find out that this is their version of foreplay. 11.
I mean, it's
Those are
definitely
still some
serious
pretty
flirting
big
going on.
words.
There is definitely some flirting going on here.
So the Marquis responds with questioning. That is true. However, you have to take into account the gross economic factors afflicting the kingdom and the instability in the marketplace currently.
Lily's head swims a little, and she's like, "No, I don't know what any of those words mean. Titsu, let's go before it gets weird."
All right. So you then rush your way down to the housing building on Squalid Lane. The door is locked. I don't assume you're gonna let that stop you.
Probably not. No.
I don't
So
know what
you
that
just
She
says.
will announce herself, but it's gonna sound like, "Please don't be afraid. I'm here to save you. It's the lady again." And
No.
then
I
she's
mean,
just going
like the
straight for
front door to this whole housing building has its locked gate shut.
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't let that stop me.
So after you just
FBI,
kick
open
the
up.
gate right off, kick the lock right off the gate and come in, you arrive at the door.
Now, if this door is locked, Lily will also not let
It
it
is
stand
not
in her
locked,
way.
but you can tell that the chest has been put in front of it. However,
Oh, then in that
just
case, she
as-
would just whisper. She would just be like, "Psst, it's me again."
the inside is silent. Could you give me an insight
Can
check?
Yes. They were given explicit instructions after all. 19.
It occurs to you, you left 3, maybe 4 children of about 7 years or younger who were already very hungry with a day's ration and like a jar of water.
I thought we left them with a lot more food than that, but it's fine.
I mean, a day's ration each.
Yeah.
All right. Lily must push that door open.
Just as you're about to push the door open, the front door actually opens as you see a procession of sorts walk in.
A what?
A small procession of sorts.
Oh, I see. Are they Abaxis? Because I'm gonna panic.
Are you looking? Did I not change? I'm sorry. I've been forgetting to move the party token this whole time. I've been moving between maps.
Oh, that's a... No,
No,
it's my
You're
bad.
fine. Oh, yay! It's
Oh my god!
them!
Oh my god, it's
You
my whole
see-
procession!
You
Oh my god, they
see
found the
Toos
girl!
Toos. You see Toos Toos walk in. Her hair is a mess. There's twigs and mud in it. The the makeup under her eyes is smeared all over, and she now has equally deep actual bags under her eyes. Her tail is dragging and snarled
Oh no.
as she's holding a habaxi under her shoulder, who immediately begins wiggling and just slips out and just full on head butts into the door.
Lily will start telling her, I only gave them a little bit of food. I'm so sorry. I was coming back.
Stumbles a step, then just snaps as Kelly rushes forward and just headbutts through the door, shattering it.
Tus, I'm so proud of you. How did you get that under control? That was on my list.
And you see behind them is Frankie, absolutely shivering as she's dripping wet.
Frankie, my dear! And Lily would just run so quickly. She's like, you're so cold, and hug her.
Cold, wet. Yes,
So cold.
cold and wet. The insides of wells are cold and wet. I would have
In
thought
a
you'd understand
well?
that after the third damn time.
Me?
Timmy fell down the well. Oh no!
Oh my god.
It's then
All
a
of
moment
my
later
children
that,
fell down the
Frankie walks back out and is holding all 5 habaxis up by the tails. Look, I found a collection of them.
Kelly, be careful with them! The tail is sensitive! Down, put down, drop.
You start like
She
hitting
hisses
her with
back at
water.
Yeah, it's my water gun piss noise.
Eventually, Tus just gives another snap as Frankie just drops them all on the floor. We saved
Tus, I owe you
the
so much.
hostages. Culprits got away, 'cause some bitch doesn't understand the concept of stealth. The glorious leader says you should never hide your admiration or intents. Only evil cultists do that.
We gotta break that. It's like trying to crate train an elder dog. It's never gonna happen.
Anything worth doing is worth doing right, and if it's worth doing it right, you should do it with pride, and that means bellowingly loud.
I unfortunately cannot disagree. Lily's gonna turn to Tus and just be like,
Tus
"Oh
is
my
slumped
god, thank
against the
God."
wall.
I'm gonna check on her. I'm gonna just be like, "I'm so sorry."
Out of town, you notice that she's covered in basically field first aid standard bandages from various injuries across her whole body.
Oh, Tus, honey.
I can't
Lily's gonna
rest.
start casting
If I
spells.
stop, she gets back up and takes another step forward. If stop moving, we'll pass out. Can't leave Kelly unsupervised. Frankie
Okay,
will find
will she?
another damn well.
Frankie, why do you keep going to
Cold.
wells, honey?
Wet.
Yeah, those are wells. Wells are cold and wet. Okay. All right, everybody, daisy chain.
As you're saying that, you notice that the 5 habaxis are now like eating all the rations that Tus had on her, and even Pitsu's lunch has been devoured. The room smells bad, really bad.
Lily like puts her fingers over her nose, and she's like, "We gotta get out of here. I know where we can get some food and some warmth and bathing. Everyone, just hold hands."
Alright. The wolf pack.
Tus, if I heal you now,
indoors.
should I wait until after we get there? Or are you gonna pass out if I try and heal you right now?
The wolf pack indoors. The hunt goes on.
Okay. Let's go. And Lily is gonna put everyone in between her and Tus on the other side. Or not Tus. Titsu. Duh, she's a child, but she's more cognate than everyone else here, so We're gonna create like a
As-
kindergarten trade.
As you start making the way out of guardsmen, you see a pair of guardsmen running over and saying like, "You halt! Destruction of property is," and they immediately both just collapse. As you see that Kelly just quickly threw 2 rocks. Well, one was a lock, the other was the lock you kicked off, and they both just clunked him in the head, knocking them out.
Lily just nods and is very happy of this moment with Kelly and is like, let's go.
Alright, you all make your way back to the boat, where you get on the boat, and the captain's eyes just goes as he looks at you, he's like,
I
"God, the
know
sea gods, woman, how many children did you have?"
too many to keep track of, and I'm terrible at it, alright?
Damn irresponsible of you it is.
They'll let people adopt children however nowadays. Do you know they dropped 4 of these in my lap? Anyway.
I suppose we all might short of parents lately.
Lily continuously is
He
counting
looks a
and
bit
recounting
guilty for
everybody.
having. He looks kind of guilty for having judged you so severely.
It's okay, she gives him like a pat on the shoulder and is like, appreciate your honesty. Hey, and your help. That was great. Lily will dig in her pocket and see if she can find a couple silver and hand it to the guy and be like, I actually appreciate the help you've done.
So you make it back to Thainsbow. Actually,
Lily is
you don't
exhausted.
make it back to Fangsbow.
No!
Because as the boat steps up, suddenly Tus stops and she looks up. She looks at you. She looks at you for a solid minute. The captain's about to say set sail, and she just holds up a finger to his lips as she looks at you. You're Lily.
Yes, correct.
There's
Have I forgotten something else? Because
an
I'm gonna lose
official
it.
at the God's Garrison wants to speak to you.
Oh, God. Alright, everybody stay here. If you don't come out of here, I expect all of you to be standing exactly here. No wells,
Ye-
no fighting, no
Careful.
food eating.
He's a animal of a man, can't keep his grimy paws to himself.
I don't like that necessarily, but I'm leaving my children here.
Lily Bear, maybe you shouldn't.
I'm going to at least take... I have to... Shit! I'm gonna look at the man on this boat that I just gave silver to after he felt bad, and I'm gonna say, hey, I'm so sorry to do this to you. I need you to babysit these 6 children. I'll be right back. Bye. And then she's gonna take Kelly, Tus, and Frankie and bip off the boat.
You go to step off the boat, and you just hear a thump as you see that Tus has completely passed out as her multiple wounds are opening up again.
Oh, great. I'll heal her first.
And you also hear a splash as somebody says, "Man overboard!" as you see 2 sailors leap in after what you just know is Frankie.
Frankie! Okay, if she eats one of them, it's not my responsibility. If 2 bodies come up, just let 2 bodies come up. 3 people went in. It's okay if only 2 come out. One of them has to be Frankie. Lily's frantically putting her hands on Tus and is like, all right, clear. That's only 12, but you know.
The
Not that
bleeding
counts.
stops.
I'm gonna stop her bleeding, make sure there's nothing stuck in her.
You
Would
actually
I be able
find
to tell
multiple
if she's
arrowheads,
poisoned?
blades, 3 whip tips, 2 fishing hooks, a chunk of wood debris, and
Okay, I'm gonna do
a
this too,
bit
just in
of
case
a
she's
ballista
poisoned.
shaft, all stuck in the various wounds that were wrapped over.
Oh, 2 stews.
And Kelly just grins and is like, "We were ambushed 4 days ago. It was glorious. I slaughtered them all."
Okay, that's good. That's great. I'm super proud of you, honey. Give me a second. Lily's like got her hands on Tustus. She's like looking over the edge of the water, trying to look for bubbles, and is hoping. She's like
You see
counting on her
Assailus
hands.
officers holding Kelly as they begin to drag her back on the deck.
All right. After I've healed Tustus, Lily's going to just immediately be like, all right, hand here. And like she's holding both hands, one on Kelly's, holding hands with Kelly, one holding hands with Frankie. We're going on an adventure. Just momentarily, the three of us. We will be right back to this ship. I cannot promise bloodshed.
Alright, so you begin to make your way over.
Yes, and I'm hoping that the man running the ship will have felt bad enough about judging my situation that he will watch after my kids, or else I'm gonna come after him and blame him for them being lost. I am very neglectful. He knows that.
As you're walking, you just watch as Frankie slowly slides her hand into her chest cavity and pulls out a flopping fish.
Oh.
She grins as she holds it out to you.
Thank you. It's like taking a present from a cat and it's a dead mouse, but you still have to accept it because you know it was a gift.
As you make your way to the guards garrison, and there's a bunch of people there. You see you see some inquisitorial figures, some guardsmen from Fang's bow as they're just milling around. Could you give me a dex save as you cross the linoleum hardwood?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the linoleum. 22.
Okay, you succeed.
The hooves are
Kelly puts
getting used to
no,
this.
Frankie puts one foot down and immediately flanks back, and you just hear the crunch of her nose breaking.
Oh, honey.
Also,
Lily just sighs.
Kelly puts a foot on and immediately face plants. Although this time you hear the cracking of wood breaking.
Alright, that's concerning. Is she a puppet? Have I been carrying a puppet around this whole time?
Well, no. As you get up, you see that where Frankie's nose broke on the floor broke under Kelly's nose.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Kelly snarls at the floor and like gets down on all fours, biting the broken bit, and just starts tearing it up like a dog who hates your carpet.
Kelly, honey, no, leave it, drop it. Come on, we gotta keep going. People to see. People to pee.
The greatest of sins is poor quality craftsmanship. The glorious leader says that.
Yeah, of course he does.
A proper floor will last multiple generations.
All
This
right,
one is
I'll
shit,
let you know.
so I'll make it
I will
shit
let.
as she starts tearing up another chunk.
Okay, well, how about this? I will let you examine all of the floors as we go, but we just gotta keep moving. Lily like kind of grabs her
The
hand and
various
is like
office
pulling
worker
her along
people
the
standing there are
linoleum.
just kind of looking shocked as Kelly's just whipping it up, and a guardsman steps forward, raises his spear, then just looks Kelly in the eyes for a second, drops his spear, takes off his hat, undoes his guardsman vest, slips off the breeches, unlaces and takes off the boots, and just walks out in his underwear, leaving the room.
He said, "Nope,
That
I
man
quit."
on the spot.
He quit. No, that's so funny. Lily just nods and is like, "That's the right answer. Good on you, buddy." And she sighs and looks back down at Kelly. She's like, "Kelly, please, honey." We were even at like the we're gonna go back to the marquee, and he's got good floors you can test too. So
And it's just that the door opens and swings shut with a floy as a pair of individuals, a man and a woman, dressed in fancy scribe's robes, both look utterly offended as they walk out. What a vile creature. Ugh. Breath reeks like some rabid cur.
Hey, you watch your tongue. That's my girl. That's
No,
what my
they're
girl
saying
is.
this as they left the room with the person you're going to be speaking to.
Oh, I thought they were talking shit about Kelly eating floorboards, and I was like, hey, she might be eating floorboards, but that's my bitch eating floorboards. Okay, not super excited. Lily's going to just, and I imagine you could hear like the squeak of her body as Lily grabs Kelly's hand and starts to drag her across the linoleum after she's picked up Frankie and was like, "Are you okay, honey? How's your nose?" And like gives her a little setup, making
Frankie's
sure it's
actually
not
slowly been just
terrible.
prodding and pushing it back into place until it looks right, and then she just slowly smiles at you.
All right, good. So proud of you, honey. And then she grabs her hand to walk normally, and then we just drag Kelly across the floor like, ee!
Kelly digs in her claws and she's stuck fast like an anchor.
Kelly, I'm gonna get the water bowl. You stay here, and if I see you leave, I'm getting the water squirter.
You estimate by the amount of flooring in this large room and the pace
She'll
she's
be here a
going, she's
while.
probably
Good, okay.
yeah, she's probably gonna be here for like another hour.
Good. That's fine. You know what? Keep her occupied.
Okay, our guardsmen walk in. We heard there was a vandal. And they
Lily
immediately
left
turn
the
around and walk
sign
out.
that said, "It bites."
Wait,
She
they
didn't know what
cage.
else to do. Because it
growled at
grounded me. Yeah, that's
As
the situation.
you open the door, and before you stands a group of individuals. If you turn your attention to out of character.
Oh my god. They're so cute. Oh my god, is that my boy?
As
Is
you
that my
see,
son?
wearing dragon bone plate armoring with an iron-banded helmet adorned with horns, is a absolute beast of a man with grimy paws he can't see to himself and breath like a cause.
That's
Boom.
my boy! I knew it! I should have recognized that anywhere!
Hello, I am
Oh my
back. What
god,
did I
and there's a
miss?
basket of puppy!
Boo.
It's my boy!
Oh my god!
It's my son!
Oh
The
my
one who
god,
couldn't
that is
keep
so
his
many
hands to
puppies!
himself is my son!
Wait, did Bruno
Lily
get a harem?
doesn't pay attention to anything else.
Dragonborn.
She is going into the biggest dive hug she has ever achieved. She's vertical, she's hugging, she's going
As
for
you
it.
stop it, you actually find yourself stopped midair as this
No!
elven figure with deep blue skin and flowing white hair holds out her staff slightly, and you literally just freeze midair.
And he's my son, he's my boy! Don't
As
do this to
as
me.
this utterly shit-eatingly smug elf just kind of smirks up at you and says, "Hey, no touchy-touchy with the boss."
Boo.
Oh, you've
Boom,
gotta be
he says,
shitting me.
and they and all four of their eyes go wide as they turn to look at Bruno. And then the one with the staff says,
I'm his
Whoa.
mommy! You have to let me hold him!
"But Lord Bruno, boof."
Boo.
It's Lily's like wiggling the best she can in place. It looks like she's
very
tremoring.
very hesitantly, the spell ends as your momentum just kicks back in
I
as you
rock it forward.
just wrap around
I
Bruno.
go into this hug. Oh, my son, my boy, my beautiful baby.
I was not expecting
My
Bruno to
darling
come
boy,
back
the light
with
of my life.
a company of mercenaries, a harem. I don't know what I'm seeing.
Both?
Probably both.
I'm not gonna think about the complications of that because he's my dog. Bruno!
Boof! He says he just starts licking you, all excited, happily wagging his tail, and then
Lily's got tears in her eyes and she's crying.
and then
She's
the
like, "My
cowgirl
son, my
holding the
boy."
basket of puppies slowly gets on her knees as she sets the basket in her lap. Master Bruno Sensei, who is this woman? Boof!
Boo.
I'm
As they
his
all look
mother.
back as in aghast as suddenly the oven lady just gets down on her hands and knees, putting her head to the floor. Please, forgive me, Your Glorious Highness. I did not mean to. As she starts
This is my
sailing over her
son, my
wards,
boy, my
And
beautiful slobbering angel.
as the cat girl also like gets down, and they all just kind of like do bow on the floor before you. Apologies, we did not realize you were the great and infallible holy light of radiance.
Oh my god. He's such a sweet boy. Lily's got her face in his like neck, but the slobber is everywhere. She's like moving her head and the slobber's on her, it's on everybody. She's just like, oh, my slobbery boy. You've been up to so much, you're so big. Oh my goodness.
Boof,
She still
he says
has not paid
as-
attention to anyone else.
He goes, boof, as the elf reaches into her short front and pulls out a folded slip of paper and hands it to you. We came here to deal with this matter.
Lily quickly, as she like unfolds the paper.
As you unfold the paper, it says, the paper, 1 second. Give me a second.
No, you're good. Take your time.
The paper says, King Farley's, it has come to our disturbing attention that the bandit group known as the Foul Feathers, the abolitionist group, and the Lycan cultists have been operating on a much heavier level than we originally suspected. Recent discoveries in a base camp on the western side of the mountain range, a few days north of the High King's estate, has unveiled a trafficking wing in the port city Fangsbow.
Huff,
Little slow on that one.
huff. I'm sorry.
Lily, how are
when
you
did
gonna
you
break
get
this
this
to 'em?
notification?
Boof! The elf gives another smug grin. Well, obviously, the Honorable Thane of the King of the Tabaxis would have access to his personal correspondence as an agent of his will.
Bruno's a Thane!
Someone had to be the Thane that Alexandria lost her Thaneship.
Yes! Bruno being a Thane is great.
Bruno or Lily pats his head a little bit and is like, what a good boy.
Boof! He like rolls over and as the clanking of metal and various swords all strapped to his body clank
he's a
together
belly
as he like
rubs.
yes he wants the belly. Boof!
Lily like sticks her face in his belly and his chest and is like, my baby!
You can just feel 4 glares of pure concentrated jealousy bearing into you.
Hey, listen, this is my son. If any of you are being weird, I'm going to demand you leave.
We would never act in any manner improper with his lordship.
Alright,
Lord.
I'm watching you. Lily's back in his belly. Is like, my boy. She's got his paws and is going, boo, 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 boo.
Boof, boof. He's like barking as his tail thumps against the floor, and each thump sends a pile of paperwork sliding off.
Haha, my boy. This is just lumpy boy. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you're here. We can go back on our adventures. Oh, everyone's gonna miss you. Everyone's so excited to see you. And I'm going to have way more people with me than I expected.
It's then that Bruno stands up and happily, wagging his tail, he pauses for a moment looking before the 4 companions, then gives a slow nod. Boof. Boof. Woof. Boof. As suddenly they all look stricken. The one elven lady with the staff, but Master Bruno. Boof. And then the cackle begins to hear up. But we thought both. The elf just her ears begin drooping down as her expression turns more and more crestfallen. Both. And Then the cowgirl again gets on her knees. But Master Bruno, how are we supposed to? Both. As he kind of walks up and like paws at her knee. Both. And then reaching to the side, he pulls off the scabbard and skull bladed the scabbard with skull set pommel sword and hands it to her. But the sword of the ever unwaking, this was the blade that you were entrusted with after you wrenched it during the fight against the Lich King in the Northern Fields. Both.
What?
Wait, but Mr. Bruno, I'm not ready for the two-sword fighting style. I've barely mastered single sword. I'm not ready to go on my own. Both. Of course I remember. I was taken by those slavers out to sea, and you swam for 3 days and nights straight before climbing aboard and defeating all 30 of the crewmen and then rescuing us all.
God, Bruno's got more rap than I do.
Both. I'll do my best to make you proud, Lord Bruno, and maybe one day I'll even rise to the ranks of your tri-blade fighting style. Both.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my
Then
god, Bruno has 3 swords.
He turns to the elven woman and slowly like licks at a little thing attached to his collar before managing to somehow unloop it with his tongue and then holding it out on his tongue as she says, But Master Bruno, as she gets down on her wings as she slowly takes it, but why would you give this to me? Wolf.
Whoa.
As she slowly takes it, thank you. When the Grand Master of the Archmages Academy in the capital gave you the Ring of Solomon, I always
Oh my
thought it
God.
might be able to be used to liberate my peoples, but to think I'd have to bear that burden on my own. Boof! If you truly think you're ready, that I'm... She just cries as she clutches the wing, and then the cat goes, who's just looking utterly distraught as Bruno unhooks a bag of holding and puts it to her. But this is yours, my... Boof! You want me to take the Horde of the Emerald Dragon and rebuild my hometown my hometown up north? Boof! Okay, I'll do it. And I'll finally open that cafe confectionery. You'll see it'll have the cutest staff ever. Boof. And that's when the elf just starts to cry herself. But wait, if you're all leaving, what am I going to do? I don't have any home to return to or people to save. And then Bruno walks up and puts a paw on her shoulder. Boof, 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 boof.
Bruno,
Both.
when did you become bipedal?
Boof,
Oh
boof.
my, that's a
Both.
whole speech there.
And all
he's
four of
really
them
getting
start to
into it.
cry as they hug Bruno, and then he walks over to the cowgirl, picks up the basket of puppies in his mouth, and toddles over to you, Lily, holding out the bag of puppies like a proud pet showing its master what it made.
Lily's so excited and is petting his head and is like, "You're such a good boy," and is like looking at the basket.
There are 8 mastadoodles in it.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
And then the 4 women follow you out as Frankie's still chewing up the floor with Kelly now. That they're
Okay,
both going at it.
that's
Lily, by a
you know,
quick
that's
moment.
fine.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Quick moment. Behold what the dogs will probably look like.
Oh my
They're
god.
so
Perfect.
fluffy.
Perfect.
Kind of grew up to be so fluffy.
You notice that Bruno is now wearing bone-plated armor with black leather straps, a steel helmet set with horns.
My son, my boy.
And he also has a bunch of pins attached to a little vest.
Oh, he's a Boy Scout!
Could you like to give me an insight to identify them?
I would love to. 21.
Okay, you see an emblem of a Grand Magi held only in the inner ranks of the Archmages Academy. You see a inquisitorial
Bruno.
rosary. You see a Captain Guardsman insignia.
He's been just doing all of the things. Lily's just very
You
excitedly
see
like
you
petting him.
see a bunch of different. You see a jewel encrusted dagger, the same kind Alexandria had.
Langley Fireman Gleason.
And you see various signals and medals of honor and valor. And like
My sweet boy.
14 different house keys.
Nice. Well, we won't know where any of those are gonna go to. But if we
As
find them eventually.
as you all walk out, the cowgirl turns to Vuno. She like looks at her hands that are no longer holding the basket of puppy and just kind of holds the sword. Master Bruno, you taught me the way of the sword so I could defend myself, and I'll make you proud. I'll use these skills you imbued in me to protect others. Both. And then the one with the very dark blue skin and white hair looks down at Bruno and says, I suppose I'll return now to my people and help guide them to the lights of this realm above. Thank you, Master Bruno, for saving me from those Wraith Knights that fated night. Both. Then the catgirl also nods as she holds up the bag of holding. I thought we were going to die when we were fighting that Emerald Dragon Lord, but you saved me then. You freed my people from its tyranny, and I'll rebuild my village. And then the elven girl darts forward and gives Bruno a big hug around the neck. Thank you, Master Bruno. I know as a high elf here in my own, I wasn't always welcome, but you always stuck up for me. Both. He licks her ear. And then they all turn and start to walk away for a ways until, looking at them down the road, you see them
Okay,
reach
bye.
crossroads. They
See you
each
later, I
hesitantly
guess.
start taking a path down their own crossroads before stopping, turning around, and running back into a group hug again. And after a moment,
Yo.
you see them do a hasty rock paper scissors game before it looks like the dark elf has won, and they all start heading down the path with her.
It's a good way to figure out where to go next.
And you are just left with Bruno as he's sitting there, wiggling his wheel,
My
tail
boy!
thumping.
My son, I missed him so. Lily's just got her hand on his head the whole time. She's like, I missed you so much. I haven't been whole since you've been gone.
Both. 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 Both.
Oh, buddy, I didn't cast anything to figure out what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Bruno is very talkative. He's basically a mastiff equivalent of singing the entire way back to the boat.
That's fine. Good for him. I hope he's excited to be back with his mommy.
He is. He's like prancing alongside you.
Yeah, the gang's back together again
Fuck yeah.
with a couple of a new additions.
As you make it back to the boat.
Fantastic. All right, I would approach the guy with my dog, my 2 feral women, and my basket of puppies, and be like, "All right, did you watch my children?
Well,
I
they've
found
eaten half
more of
the
my
larder.
children."
As soon as you say "my children" holding up a basket of puppy, he does like a
I
double
point at
take with the
Bruno. I'm like, "My children," but I'm pointing at Bruno, and it's a very unclear indication of what I'm actually saying.
It could 1 second. Heads or tails?
Oh, tails. Because I
Uh,
think that's funnier given the context.
He like slowly wipes his brow. What you phrasing, ma'am? A lesser man would have tossed you in the drink for such a thing.
Well, I don't know what you mean. Anyway, he just pivots. Come, my son.
Woof.
We shall snuggle once we get back.
The man rubs his brow harder. But alright, you make it back to Fangsbow, and as you sail over to Fangsbow, you actually pass the Riverblade as it's setting out. It has a black flag, the same one Pyra had found in the shop, unfold from its mast. And
Oh.
as the ship passes you by, you see Zaza at the railing doing a full body wave at you.
Lily gets very excited and she waves, but then she starts pointing at Bruno and pointing at the puppies.
Aw.
You see Zaza
This
pull
is-
out a spyglass and look, and suddenly her mouth go wide as she starts shouting something that you can't hear.
Lily can't hear it, but she's, even if it's not positive, she's smiling and giving her a thumbs up.
Aw.
Ah, Bruno, my son, I've missed you so much. Lily is just fully invested in Bruno snuggles, but also playing with the puppies in the basket, and then making sure all the Habaxis and everyone are still here. So she's doing a lot. But she's finally, like, actually relieved for a moment because Bruno's back. Her son, her bright, the light of her life, shining, bouncing baby boy.
Yeah. Does anybody see Pyre like sitting on the dock as at when they eventually make?
Oh yeah, I'd
dock?
be looking out for Pirate too.
Kyle, as the unicorn of the sea is coming back over, you smell something. It's a smelly smell. It's a smell of a
Smelly smell,
dog who's
smells.
way too big for his
Smelly.
species, covered in wet sea brine.
Wait a minute. Pyra just immediately perks up. Wait a
I
minute.
know that smell.
I know that smell of a dog. And immediately just goes to check out the unicorn and see that's like, no way. There's no way. Could it be?
Lily's very excitedly like, Pyre, he's back! And is like ready to like start running down the thing with Bruno right by her side. Puppies in basket in hand.
Oh my god, puppies. Pyra's immediately like, puppies? And she
Being
just like
puppies.
and she just meets Bruno and Lily Bear on the dock and just hugs them both. Oh my god.
Lily hugs both Pyre and Bruno, and they're just doing like the little jump thing where you all hug and jump at the same time.
You know the commercial that used to be on TV? There was a golden retriever, and there was this blonde lady, and the golden retriever goes to jump up on her, but in the commercial, instead of her shoulders, he lands full force on her breast, and her eyes nearly pop out of her head as the commercial just goes on, and it's like some sort of allergy med commercial.
Yeah. I know that commercial.
I looked into it, and apparently the dog was supposed to go on on her shoulders, but just wouldn't.
Shout out to dog actors. They're working, but how hard? We don't know.
And yes, and it is then, as you are standing at the docks, that you're able to get the Habaxis sorted. The Habaxi who was rescued thanks you for looking after her children as she or her siblings as she gathers them up, and you're able to get Toos to the Marquise. Well, actually, do you want to get Toos to the Marquise, or do you want to take her to the Church of Healing?
Let's take her to the church first.
Let's take her to the church.
Some
Lily will
of
do
her
that thing
wounds
again
begin
where
to turn
she's
green.
yeah, we're gonna take her to the
immediately
church, and Lily will do that thing where she kind of sticks her hand in the doorway and she goes, "Oh no, I need some assistance."
You go to
and
stick
then,
your hand in
like-
the doorway, and you just thump.
Oh,
as
no,
your
no,
hand
it
smacks
doesn't-
across.
Yeah. So her fingers are like pressed up against it, like lips on glass, and she just goes, "I need some assistance."
Bruno walks up to the door and paws at it. Go.
Oh, are you not allowed
Wow.
in either? I'm sorry, that's
Well,
my
it's a
fault,
shut door.
buddy. Oh.
Oh.
Except then he steps back and takes a deep breath. As the doors
Oh my
fly open,
God!
hinges nearly ripping out of the stone mason walk.
Bruno, I can't afford this!
As everyone in the room suddenly looks at this thundering shout that wrenched open the doors, Bruno
Lily
grabs
still has her
Toos by
hand
the
up
call
like
by
it's a
the
puppet.
grabs Toos by like her front vest and like drags her in, plopping on the floor.
Pyra just looked at the
Some
situation,
healers come over and they start healing.
Pyra just looks down at Bruno, just like, where did you learn dragon words?
Poof! As he
He's
just
been
like
on
gives
quite
he
the
gives a
adventure.
lopsided grin with his tongue lopping out, wolf splaying everywhere.
Pyra will just sigh and just
That's
give him
my
a pat.
boy!
Just like, you are full of mysteries, aren't you?
You go to step into the building to give him a pen, you just face plant against Aor.
Right? Sorry, forgot about that. And she'll just step back.
So it takes like a good 12 sub healers as they're all laying hands all over Toos. They've taken her over to one of the corned off areas as they need to give her more invasive treatment.
Yeah, that's fair.
You
Very
actually
reasonable.
see the adventuring party you've met before here as they are all once again. Two of them are covered in severe burns, and the Habaxi with the fire staff is covered in various bruises and cuts.
That's so funny.
And It's not long before the head priestess walks over. She just looks at you, looks at Pyra, looks at the door, narrows her eyes at you.
Pyra just
Lily
holds up
has
her
not
hands.
moved her hand from the puppet position.
Pyra just holds up her
And
hands.
then she just very awkwardly goes, "Oh no."
That was the dog.
Woman stares at you for a moment later before apparently deciding to not acknowledge you, just walks over and starts casting, mending on the door frame.
Smart, honestly.
Hell yeah.
A healer comes over. It is a tabaxi girl with a lizard on her shoulder wearing holy priestly
Yeah!
robes.
Hello, Mr.
Hello,
Lizard.
Mr. Lizard.
Mr. Lizard, would you be willing to inform any concerned parties for our recent patient that her treatment will probably take until the next day, but she should be right by morning, provided there are no demonic ailments within her?
Of
The lizard
course.
licks its eyebrow licks its eye multiple times.
Thank you, Mr. Lizard, for
Lizard
this
is-
information.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. But also just in case, is this one of those that we should provide some items or monetary
Bruno then spooks up.
compensation?
Boof! As he digs into his saddlebag and he pulls out an emerald the size of a goose egg and just kind of drops it on the floor.
Boom.
Will that do?
The girl's
Mr.
eyes go
Lizard.
wide as the head priestess immediately walks over, pulls out her jeweler's gem, looks at it, buffs and cleans off the jeweler gem eye again and looks at it again. By the goddess Aliestra.
Yeah, he said something about fighting it. Yeah, an Emerald Dragon
She
Lord.
just
I don't know what
immediately
that means.
stuffs it into a robe sleeve.
It's fair.
Mr. Lizard, will such an item cover the cost of any treatments necessary?
Head priestess, this is a near flawless dragon's eye emerald. It is worth enough to provide healing to an entire small army.
Okay, well, Mr. Lizard, how about we just start a tab?
Head priestess, the artery, it tore open. She sighs as she walks into the tent, as she walks into the corned off area, and then you hear, much more
Yeah.
panicked, by the goddess Aliestra!
I'll just sigh.
I could only
then you just
heal
see-
her in a rudimentary
You
fashion.
begin to see
her
golden
outside wounds.
and green and silver looping light and auras start emanating out from the corned off section.
We just hear, clear!
As then Bruno paddles back over and sits outside the doorway, his tail thumping excitedly.
Good boy,
Just like,
Bruno!
You're such a good boy, Bruno. Good job.
Boof!
Both indeed.
And then he
Yes,
immediately
boy.
turns, his ears poking up as you see a squirrel dart into a bush.
No, wait!
As Lily, you find yourself in the familiar position of being dragged across the lawn, holding onto Bruno's collar as he chases
Have you
a
seen
squirrel.
that video of the grandma who's with the big dog, and the big dog goes off, and the little grandma goes, woo, like right behind him? That's what happens. That's what happens.
Good shit.
But yes, you are then able to make your way slowly. I mean, there were 2 squirrels, a bunch of seagulls, a random hot dog seller.
Lily would buy Bruno a hot dog.
Pyra will explain the choice she made and everything.
Lily would be very proud. She would put her hand on your shoulder and she'd be like, you did a good thing.
I know I did a good thing, and I'm excited to hear their adventures.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
I don't know. This is such a classic gif. That's what happens though. Lily's little body goes wee. but she can't fault him because she's just too excited to have her boy back.
Okay, so you managed to make it back to the Marquise eventually. I'm gonna say that it is now nightfall. It just takes that long as Bruno
With
wants to see the
our
sights.
entourage. Oh yeah, we're showing Bruno all of the sights. I bought him a hot dog.
What was the cost for that thing?
Mm-hmm. I will get to you to that. I will get that to you after session.
We'll get to you
Okay.
later. I love that.
Alright. Just wanted to check.
Fair enough.
Lily, you actually no, Titan, I'm gonna say, you are at the palace. You see Alexandria looking quite smug with herself, surrounded by goodies and favors. You see Lily Bear overjoyed, holding this big monstrous beast of a mastiff, like a mastiff that whose head is like 4'2".
I
We're
gave
sitting
all
on
of
the
the goodies
ground,
away to homeless
and she
people.
holds up one of his paws, and is like, "Look at this little baby," and he's like a killing machine.
Meanwhile, you see Pyra just standing next to just sitting off in a corner, clutching a golden egg, looking rather more solemn than Alexandria's smugness and Lily's exuberant joy.
Every now and then, she's like puffs a flame from her onto the egg. Just
How has Titan's day been?
that is a good question.
I would say Titan has thus far been fine. I mean, he's been able to just sit back and do rock things. So all this chaos is going to just sit, stare at Rune. Uncover secrets of the universe.
Rockman trying to understand the secrets of reality.
The harder Titan stares off, the more it starts to zoom out, and it zooms out all the way to the moon, but then it just keeps going, and it just round back eventually to Titan.
So is there anything else you're gonna do instead of rock things, or is it just rock things?
Just rock things. He is studying his new things.
Ah, yes. I'll just kind of look to everyone and just. She will explain what she did to Alexandria though, and to Titan as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard choice, but I was able to make it.
Bueno. But yeah, Alexander would have given away all of the food on their way back to the Marquise.
But yes, you
I
all.
suppose Lily Bear found everyone she was looking for and then some.
Yes, the vaccines have gone on their way. I'll say that you managed to give them, a hefty amount of coin, and they have decided to try and make their way to a new home.
Yeah.
They are
All right.
done with port cities.
Subtract 1,000 silver coins.
Okie dokie. They take this, and they ooh and they awe at the shiny. And then they thank you as they set out with a merchant caravan that's leaving to go back up north.
Currency has very little meaning to me.
Welcome to being a high-level adventurer.
But if before we went anywhere, I would make sure Bruno and I were still. I would make sure he's fed, get him all his nummies, some water, all the lovin's, and he would keep borfing, and I would just say, buddy, I can't understand what you're saying. Hold on.
Did you manage to get your business with Marquis taken care of today, Lily? You said something about that over in Snapport.
There's been a lot of business that I've been partaking in.
As you cast comprehend language, then looks at Bruno, and Bruno looks at you, and you look at Bruno, and Bruno looks at you, and you look at Bruno, and Bruno looks at you.
Hi, buddy.
He then licks his lips, opens his mouth. Both.
Yeah, there it is.
Pyra just chuckles. He said, "He
Do you have?
do you have speak with animals?"
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Well,
Cool.
Oh.
Bruno immediately just pokes up towards his head, licks his lips, then looks back. No squall. Squall! No squall. Food! Somebody drops something off a table as he immediately goes and licks it up.
See, this is what I was expecting.
I have just
There's
met
no
you,
way
and
in
I
hell
love you.
those women understood him. They were making that shit up. This is the thought I was expecting from this boy.
I was expecting either
They just
this
needed
or,
a hero.
I was
He's gonna
expecting
talk
either
like a posh
this
British
or
accent.
the equally opposite profound. So there I was. It was a dark, moonless night.
Honestly, I was weirdly expecting a posh British accent, personally.
What do you think he says both? The other dogs
walks up.
woof. I both.
And then Bruno walks back over to you as he looks up at you.
Hi, baby.
Hello, O radiant goddess of holy sunshine. Thou art most exuberant today.
Well, thank you, my little furry man.
Oh, the holy belly rubs from divine goddess. Happy, 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 happy.
Yeah.
Yep, this is what I expected.
This is what I was expecting. You were such a good boy. You did so many great things. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy you're
Oof.
back.
Bruno sits up. But lost. Pretty lady. Not pretty lady, not happy. Pretty lady happy. Me happy. Pretty lady say, baby's happy. Babies. Is father happy?
His father happy.
So, about those puppies, where'd they come
puppies!
from?
Lily would just be excitedly like, she would have Bruno, like, she would pull one out and she would be like, and there's this puppy, and puts it back and picks up another one, and then there's this puppy, and then there's this puppy, and then it's just her and Bruno going back and forth between him going, ah, yes, father, I'm happy. Puppies, they're my babies.
Do you think
Lily would look up at Alexandria. I
Do you
think
think he's
they're
getting
his
child
puppies.
support for being the primary caretaker?
There's a lot of words for a little minotaur like me. I'm just glad my
Bruno
dog is bad.
stops. He stares. He like squints his eyes.
Oh,
Child
buddy.
support. Alexandria, you hear that confused sort of normal whimper thing the noise dogs will make when they're confused and kind of upset?
What?
Bad
He
lady.
doesn't understand. Bad lady.
Who's bad lady?
Bruno starts like pawing at the floor and like he boasts and he looks at you, Lily, and he like licks your face.
Oh, buddy.
And then he keeps licking you, and he does, and he tries to lick you all over the way dogs do. And then he licks your gem. And everyone, you just watch as Lily's eyes immediately dilate, constrict to pinpoints, then dilate again.
Oh no, she's
fuck.
overdosed.
Lily, you're sitting in a cold stone room. You do not have belly rubs. You have not had woxies today, and your breakfast was cold.
Oh no.
No.
There's a woman. She's shouting, irritant. Your Honor, this vile cur broke into my garden and assaulted my purebred pedigree show-winning northern tail-tipped poodle. I demand consequences be had. And then there is another shout as you see the half-elf woman from before standing up in the stand, going to raise her staff before a bunch of guards wrestle her down. There are shouts of treachery, accusations, and the judge is demanding order. It is then
Oh.
that suddenly the courtroom doors fly open and in walk the elf and Catgirl, both looking smug, as behind them a familiar figure steps forward. I, Felicity Kite, hereby take up my client's defense.
Yeah.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I would like to call my first witness to the stand. The Poodle Princess von Fluffles.
Before.
Yeah, what a name.
And then the woman accused, this is preposterous. You cannot interrogate my poor sweet poodle. She is heavily emotional distress. Besides, you cannot bring forth an animal. Madam, you have tried to file suit against a dog, and you think that does not entitle me, the defense, to cross-witness yours? Not to mention that is it not she the one who bore the puppies? Is she not really the heart of this matter? You would deny a potential victim her right to speak up?
Ooh, she's laying it on heavy with that.
And then it cutscenes to pretty poodle lady, mother of puppies, walks in.
Pretty poodle lady.
And she sits in the box, and suddenly Felicity Kite, extraordinaire, brings in some homeless hobo who has the biggest stick once choose. As the man slowly opens his mouth to address the court, I speak for the trees. And as the orange hair that seems to cover his whole body flows, he holds up his staff and uttering some primal language, suddenly the poodle begins to speak in the king's tongues. Want stick.
Oh my god!
Give me want stick.
Stick, please.
As the woman looks horribly aghast. Princess, you can't want that dirty, vulgar thing. Who knows where it's been? Want stick. This is preposterous. My princess would never say such a thing. Ma'am, please sit down. The defense is cross-referencing their witness. Princess, would you say that this dog took advantage of you?
Husband.
Handsome. Handsome. Handsome, cute, big, smells good, gave hot dog, is good. Hot dog
Oh, they
was
said
good.
hot dog.
Hot dog good. Had much funds. Feels good, much goods. Then babies. Is babies, has babies. So then would you say that that was a consensual activity? Big ward, want stick.
Big words, where's stick?
And it continues that way for quite a while until eventually half of Bruno's adventuring party and the woman are both held in contempt of court for egregious actions unsightly within the courthouse, as it is eventually deduced, after several hours of questioning, that everything was fully consensual between the dogs, and thus, because neither dog had any issue, the woman could not file any claims, as she is not actually an injured party. She protests this, saying that she had to drop out of a contest because the dog got pregnant. And then it explained that the dog chose to do that freely of its own volition, and then she says, but that doesn't matter, she is the dog's owner. And then the judge says, ma'am, you tried to sue a dog as a person, and then a dog was brought in at witness. At this point, they have legal standing.
They've made a
She's like,
mockery
ma'am,
of the
get out
court.
of my courtroom.
Yes, and the whole case is tossed out of the court. However, as it's doing it, Felicity Kite says that she requests to file a notion that the false accuser pay her legal fees, and the judge just says fine, as the woman starts
yeah.
screaming that that's preposterous, and the judge approves the notion, and Felicity Kite, very smugly, walks out as tears begin running down her face as soon as she's out of view, but Bruno can still just see it because he walked ahead because he wanted to lick her shoe.
Oh, yeah.
As she mouths the words, I'm a dog lawyer now.
She wanted the case.
She won the case, but at what cost?
At what cost?
I can just imagine her just walking up for seeing the tears and just be like, "Curse that dwarf."
Yeah, she does cost the dwarf. She actually holds up an amulet of Afrina, elven goddess of beauty, as she says, cost that dwarf. And then, Lily, you come to again. You see your entire party standing over you. They're like snapping their fingers, holding smelling salts. There's a maid there with like a empty bucket of water as you realize you're sopping wet.
Bruno's been drooling on me, and then I'm sopping wet. Oh, whoa, pretty poodle lady.
She's delirious from the opioids.
There's another bucket of water splashed in your face.
Oh my god.
She doesn't need water. She needs cake.
I don't know what
Another
cake has to do
young
with
maid
it, but
runs
I
in
kinda
with
like it.
Titsu, and they have pie a la mo.
Okay, well, now that you mention it, I'm a little peckish. I could go for a bite. Lily's like eating her pie, and she's like, that was weird. I feel like I just went through an entire court case.
It's then that Bruno, he wants cake too, so he starts licking it. Some drops on the
Yeah,
crystal.
he
He licks
just
your
sits
crystal.
next to
Lily, your
me.
eyes immediately bulge
It
right
happens
again.
again.
There it is. The elder Lich Lord who's been plaguing the northern lands for the past 2 months with his hordes of undead, refusing to allow any to desecrate these lands where the fallen armies of Miown and the Soul Empire both later rot, seeming to take it up almost as a guardian of sorts. Bruno is standing there with his comrades at arm. They are leading the front charge, an entire army of soldiers waiting behind them for them to bring down the Lich's barrier so they can come in and purge the lands of these undead.
It's only been like 3 weeks.
No, it's been months.
It's been a month.
A month. At least a month.
It's been a
Yeah,
bit
whenever
since
we
I've
got-
seen
It's
Bruno.
been 2.5.
It's been 2.5 months.
Month?
Yeah, because remember, he's been gone since we got dropped out of Catalogue's book when we got the boat was absconded with.
That doesn't feel like a correct timeline.
It is.
I guarantee you
I have
it is.
notes.
I'll believe you.
And then suddenly the scene shifts. There is a high elven girl. She's sitting in an alleyway eating a semi-rotten apple alone. She's still trying to act prideful, but you can see her ribs and her gaunt features as somebody walks by and throws something at her. Bruno
Aw.
walking up and like licking her shins. Fairest maiden, thou art alone and sad. As Bruno basically speaks Shakespearean.
Oh my god.
And then you're back in the room again.
Waterboarding again off of more water. Bruno's eating the cake at the floor.
To the
I
rest of you,
think
it
this
seems
food's
like
been
Lily's
laced with
having
opioids.
it seems like Lily's having intermittent seizures.
This food's been drugged.
Man. Jeez, bud, you went on some wild adventures. Lily's like wiping the water off of her eyes and her face. Flicking her wet hair back over her horns.
What are you talking about? Who went on wild adventures?
Bruno.
What are you talking
He
about?
had a whole party of women with him, which was, a bit much for me, but I understand he needed to assist when he needed because he's a good boy.
Yeah.
Where did the
he's
adventures
been-
come in?
Well, that's I don't know, when he was gone, I think.
Did he tell you them?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he's been unintentionally showing me, really.
Alexandria, as you look down at Bruno, you actually notice he seems bigger than when you last saw him, as though he's put on like 50 pounds of muscle, and he's also wearing full plate armoring, seeming to be made out of like some sort of thick bone with a steel helmet set with these long curved horns.
Hey, that boat looks kind of familiar. I'll pull out the Dragon's Bane sword.
As you compare the bone, it is the same.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
Damn.
I'm gonna cast Identify on the bone armor.
That is bone of a green fire dragon.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
I don't know what your dog was up to or how he got this. I didn't even know this was something you could just find.
Actually, as you look it over, you can tell this has been custom fitted to Bruno specifically.
Nice.
Bruno, where the fuck?
As Alexandria, as you say that, Bruno kind of just like puts a paw on Lily again, and Lily's eyes immediately dilate. The village is burning around you. Men, women, children, all screaming. the great Emerald Terror, the Fire Lord who has been rumored to dwell in these regions for centuries, has reared his head once again. He breathes out torrents of flame that scorch the earth, incinerating houses all around him. You shall not stand for this. That lady was going to give you a pretzel. His transgressions end here and now, as you draw
You
out,
bastard! That
as
was
you
my pretzel.
draw out the blade of the undying wake that you wrenched from the hands of that lich lord, and you strive forth into battle. At your wheel, the lady with the silky hair casts a shielding spell protecting you from the flame, while the lady, like the holy radiant goddess, but much bigger and curvier and squishier, charges at your other side. Your the funny singing one. The voice fills the air as you can feel your strength bolstering. As you engage in a battle, the fight lasts for 4 days and nights, locked of claw and tooth and blade, before you finally pierce the foul drake's heart, downing it. But even as you fell the mighty beast, you know that you have failed. All around you are bodies of ash and charred remains of what was once a vibrant town. The pretzel lady did not survive. But then
No.
you hear something as you start frantically digging at the rubble. Your companions come and help you shift as you see the barely breathing, burnt body of one short tabaxi girl. The singy one casts a spell to cure the bonds as the other two begin to treat her. This one will live, and you will take her with you. You shall help her. Maybe one day she will have pretzel, and maybe one day she can
will maybe
return,
give me
and
pretzel.
she may return and build her home anew. Until then, you shall look after her. Your responsibility for your failure to protect this town. Wait! You smell pretzel caught!
Oh.
Slightly burnt, but is okay.
Good.
Meanwhile, you all see Lily just
Jesus
kind of
Christ, I think
spasming.
Bruno's poisoning her.
You see Lily spasming on the floor, slightly drooling out, her eyes alternating between hyperdilated and super constricted.
Bruno, stop, you're killing her.
After like half an hour, Lily comes to again.
God, we gotta stop doing that.
Yeah, Bruno's trying to kill you or
Pretzels!
something. What?
Oh. God, I could go for a pretzel right now.
Slayer. I'd like to do something quickly, if you don't mind.
Yes.
This is something that Pyra has been meaning to do and hasn't really had the time to, but with a location that we know we're going to have to return to soon, and also having a bit of free time, Pyre will be drafting a letter.
Okie dokie.
A letter home.
Oh, yes, Alexandria also has to draft a letter.
To whom exactly?
That's a surprise for later.
Pyre will just sigh as she's going to. Once we're done with the Bruno causing Lily Bear seizure adventures. Pyre will take a moment.
Flashback for all the cool shit he's done.
I know. Pyre will take a moment to compose herself and start writing letter home, describing her amazing adventures. I'll send you like a fully written letter. I have it like saved on a doc somewhere. But to sum it up all up, Pyre is writing home telling her mom and dad that she's been having an amazing adventure, that she's sorry she hasn't been able to write, since near the Black Solstice due to unforeseen circumstances, and that she's hoping to hear from them again soon. And sends the return address to the keep that we have going on.
Mm-hmm.
To Little Bear Rock.
Does that have a street address yet?
Who knows? They might give it to the courier from Tamriel. He always seems to
Did
know where to
Slade
go.
tell you I pulled that?
He always seems to know where to go.
Did Slade tell you I pulled the Skyrim courier?
Yes,
on
I did,
in my
and
campaign?
that's why you needed the fucking Rune of Destined Death shit.
Yeah. Because of that thing, Big Small One is going to eventually consume the Wound of Destined Death. That is her new character arc. She just doesn't know it.
But yeah, she'll draft the letter and have it be sent out.
All right. If you could maybe later send me an actual copy of that letter just so I have it for reference.
Yeah, I will. That's gonna take me a little bit.
Okie dokie. But yes, you find a courier.
I tell them the address that I used to live at, and tell them that I am counting on them to deliver this letter intact, and that I am hoping that they are well when they receive it.
Right. Mm-hmm. The courier, a small Habaxi, looks up at you, reads the address. I've never been that far out of the city before. Stuffs the letter into a pack and immediately leaps out a window.
I'm sure that's fine.
I'm
And
sure that will
nothing-
be fine.
If you don't hear the sound of her breaking bones, she's okay.
Probably will just like try to protest for a moment before, like, okay, whatever, I'll let them go.
You hear a voice. We get to go on an adventure.
Eventually, she will return back to the party and just like, well, that's taken care of.
All right. Well, I'll be honest, that's the end of my notes for
Oh,
the session.
Shopping spree!
We did great.
Congratulations, we
We
made
didn't
it!
kill anyone. It's been so great. I'm not gonna jinx it. We're doing great.
We did the exact opposite of killing anyone, and we saved a life.
Lily and Alexandria cross arms and start dancing. Pyre joins in, and we're like, we didn't kill anybody today.
Alright, I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm probably going to leave for a bit. Probably going to leave
No, I
now.
was saying that
Okay.
if we're at the end of the notes, that seems like we can put session here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
No, the party has downtime. You get free downtime. Do downtime stuff, damn it.
Okay, I'm
Downtime,
sorry.
downtime.
Oh,
So,
no,
I'm
Then
sick.
you don't feel
that was
good.
yeah, no, I was
You're
directing that as
good.
Alexandria
Slay's talking to
specifically
me.
Okay.
because
if you-
Alexandria keeps asking for it.
If you guys find any
Yeah,
cool
you're okay.
stuff that you think Pyre may like, just
It's
get
coming
it.
for you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find you a
Okay,
baby
okay.
carrier.
Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
Yep. I
Try not to
Bye.
murder anything.
I'm gonna do my best.